Hey yo, what's going on guys? Welcome to the stream. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully well. It's good to see ya. We're back at it guys. Apologies for not streaming yesterday. I had a bunch of stuff to get on with yesterday, so couldn't get live. But we plan to grind this week. How is everybody doing guys? How is everybody doing? It's good to see ya. What time's the maintenance today? What is it? UTC? What? 4 till 10 minus 7? I don't even know what that is in GMT. Yo, Jerry, what's going on? Hazard, welcome to the stream. AKM, Maple, what's going on? Alfonso, welcome, welcome, welcome. What's going on, Duck Lord? In about half an hour. Oh, shit. Siege all to come in today. It's like for he's like for 6 hours as well or some shit like that. Maintenance as soon as daily reset, so in 28 minutes. Okay, okay. Last 6 hours, yeah? Well, shall we quickly hop in and clear 4-9 then, guys? Because let me switch scenes a second. Let me switch scenes a second, right? Let me switch scenes a second. Because, you know, I'm just going to say you might be seeing the rise of Ian's best strategist, right? Coming in with the order of Emperor. I don't know, the command of Calcit, maybe. I can't even say that with a straight face. Well, I did practice. Well, I didn't. We didn't practice, actually. That's what I should say, shouldn't I? Because that makes us have more aura. I didn't practice the stage for about an hour yesterday. Definitely didn't practice and try some different stuff. And then clear it on practice, of course. So I've been bashing that stage practice to try and clear it. And yeah, we cleared it a few times now. And I think I've got the strat. I don't know how good the strat is, what you guys think, but it clears. And it clears fine, actually. It actually clears fine. So, you know, at the end of the day, it clears clear, isn't it? And it's not actually a scuffed clear. And we haven't had to, like, do any vertical investment, really. All I've done is E1 Perfumer, just to get that bit of extra range and that global heal. But that's really not what's doing it. We definitely have to make some sacrifices for the betterment of Terra, for the squad, guys, for the squad. And, of course, it's Fang and it's Vigna as well, guys. They are going to have to pay the ultimate price, the iron price, for the safety of the team, guys, okay? But hey, yo, we got some clears, man. We got some clears. So I'll tell you what, if the maintenance is happening in like 30 minutes, should we clear this stage then? Should we clear this stage then? Because we're not going to be able to, because I had to get live today earlier because I'm going to get my hair cut, because if you see, I've got a fucking beaver on top of my head, a proper mop. And that's at like 4 p.m. today. So I had to get live earlier, because usually I stream till about 4:30. So I'm going to have to finish an hour earlier today. So, you know, we'll do that. Yeah. Should we do that? Meow, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Skybird. Welcome. It's early. It is early. Yeah, it is early. I usually don't get live for about another hour. But obviously, because of having to get my hair cut, I need to get on it. So I'll tell you what then, we'll do that. There's a bunch of stuff we can react to as well. We got some trailers to look at. We got some stuff to talk about in r/gacha gaming. I did want to watch the dev talk as well for Zenless Zone Zero as well, guys, because big fan. I'm a big fan of Zenless. I'm not even ashamed to say it. And I'm not one of those people that's got the PTSD from Genshin and Star Rail, and I refuse to just enjoy a game while it's still enjoyable. Hey, it's Hoyo. It's probably going to get shit all over by Hoyo, but until it does, I'm going to enjoy the game. So I want to check that out as well. And yeah, there's some stuff for Snowbreak, Ethereum Restart, Nikkei, and just some stuff in gacha gaming, r/gacha gaming as well. So yeah. What's going on, Sheng? Bro got a mound on his head. I'm telling you, like my hair, yeah, like it just gets to a point where I'll get my hair cut and then it doesn't grow much for like, I don't know, 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden it just turns into a mop overnight, and my hair's thick as well, chat. Like I've got really thick hair. So when it gets warm, I hate it, man. You know, get all. I don't know if you guys get that. Like when it gets really warm, especially when you got thick hair, man, your head gets itchy. It's horrible, man. I don't like it. But how are we doing, guys? How are we doing? Let's get the game booted up then, shall we? Because we ain't got long. But you know what? We're gonna do this first time because that's how we do things. You know, to the doctors all across the world, there's a new threat looming. People keep telling me, go watch a trailer, bro. You don't know how to maintain your DP, bro. This was painful to watch, bro. You need to level this up and level that up, bro. And no, I don't. I probably do. But hey, listen, I did it in practice. Okay, if it fails now, I've got it recorded so I can prove to you that I did it in practice. Actually, I did record it just in case I fail it. Because out of all the practices, I failed once. Well, I had one link once, and that was just literally, I think it was just a bit of RNG in the timing of the tile blazing. It just allowed the dude to get through, basically. So yeah, we're gonna clear it. We're gonna clear it. First try. Definitely didn't play it for like an hour yesterday. This is my first ever try, and we didn't play it for like an hour on Friday as well and keep failing. Definitely our first try, chat. Okay. So, if anybody asks, I'm just that good. Okay? I'm just that good. All right, let's get started. True and real. All right, let me get the audio on a second, guys. All right, there we go. All right. We won't worry about. Actually, let's get our recruits quickly, shall we? Let's quickly get our recruits. Vina is today. We're gonna actually. I'll have a look on Twitter because. He's been. She looks gorgeous if it's the character that's coming out. So yeah.
Hi.
What's going on, me? Welcome to the stream.
Operation Reserve Team A6.
All right, smart. All right, guys. As well, I did start watching the anime. I only watched the first episode though, because Rose was like, "Oh, we'll watch it together," because she was away the weekend with her mum and dad down Wales. So I was like, "Right, then we'll do that. We'll watch it tomorrow together." She got back and then she didn't want to watch it, so do I want to be bothering with a recruit at the minute while the servers are down? Should I wait? Should I wait? I don't know. Should I wait, guys? Is it worth doing that? Right, okay. Let's hop into it then. Might as well get it straight away, okay? So, I did do some practice clears. If anybody asks, I didn't, okay? First time, chat. First time. Back me up, okay? Back me up. Guys, as well, if you haven't already done so, drop a like on the stream. It's very much appreciated. Let's get this clearing then while we're at it, shall we? Because this is one we kind of struggled on, right? We kind of struggled on. This is the squad we're rolling with. We did E1 perfume in the end just to get that passive, to get that bit of extra range. We're rolling with 3 healers. And we've got 2 sacrificial lambs for the squad as well, in Vigna and in Fang. Okay, guys. So let's get into it then, shall we? Let's get into it, man. Let's do this. Let's do this. No messing around. First time clear. We've never played this stage ever before. Never done it. Never done it. Yep, didn't exist. Doesn't exist. It's the very first time, guys. Very first time.
Do be careful.
I'm brand new to the game and I've never played this stage, by the way. Never played this stage. Right, okay. So you'll have to let me know what you think of the strat as the strat goes, okay? As I said, it's worked on the practices, but I guess we'll just see what happens here in the real world, shall we? Hopefully some RNG doesn't scuff me here. It does get tight at some points with the clear, I must admit. But I think we'll be good. I think we'll be good. I think we'll be good, chat. Okay, we're dropping a lapper here. I'm not going with the cruise over here as well, by the way. We're keeping it tight. We're keeping it tight. And hopefully it works out. Hopefully it works out. We're going to go with the double heal as well in a second. And then we're going to bring in Baseball Girl. So we've got the extra range now because we wander as well. So that's nice. So, I don't know if this is a good strat. You'll have to let me know. But, like I say, hey, at the end of the day, a clear is a clear right. A clear is a clear right. So, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Try and clear him out. And then...
On standby.
Bring in Baseball Girl. We should be good, hopefully. We should be good. Got a little bit diced there. A little bit slow, I think. Bringing her in. Then we'll be okay. So now, really, we try and go with... Nice, nice, nice. Lappy killing it. Lappy is killing it. Alright, let's bring in your boy. I did switch back to the original skill with Silver Ash instead of going with the second skill just to get that little bit of extra damage. Okay, so it's... I did notice after playing it a few times that they come in at around 26, don't they? So we act at around 24, 25, and hopefully it does the job, chat, okay? The sacrificial lambs come in to save the day.
Thy pleas fall
hopefully.
On deaf ears.
Don't troll me now, game. Don't troll me now.
Doctor!
Yeah, let's pop the shield. Let's pop the shield, actually. Let's pop the shield. Okay, let's get ready to deploy Fang should be up just in time.
Or art thou not but a jester?
Here I go.
Need those guys to just shift out the way a second. Okay.
Leave it to us.
Okay, they should sacrifice now.
Thy
Hopefully they don't die too early.
On deaf ears.
There we go. Alright, let's get those guys out of here
Ready for
now.
action.
Can you do
Guys, do you like that? A little bit of a retreat going on. Are you proud of me? Are you proud of me, chat?
Stay
Okay. This did take a few tries.
listening.
Not gonna lie. I can't pretend. It took me a couple of tries to get this.
There
We
you
tried a bunch of
are.
different stuff, but we managed to make it happen. We managed to make it happen.
Come to your senses.
Let's just see if we can pull it off now. The tactical sacrifice. It had to be Fang of all people, didn't he? It had to be.
Here I am.
It just had to be. Okay. Alright. Now really, we just we hope the healers do their job, basically. That's all we need them to do. We just need them to do the job now. And hopefully Fang can Cruz can survive. Sometimes she does and sometimes she doesn't. Just depends really on the runs I've done. But if not, we've got cover. We've got cover.
There you are. Come on, chin up.
Nice, nice, nice.
Doctor, this is my
Right, shield up. Shield up. Lappy can do a job on the spiders.
Fool, for what reason hast thou come?
Nice, nice. I don't know if I want to bring the healing yet. Yeah, let's pop it in just in case. Just in case. Okay? Alright, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. It's all part of the plan. Chat, it's all part of the plan.
Don't be afraid.
All part of the plan. Then all we need to do is make sure Lappy survives. And I think we are gravy. We're gravy, chat. We're gravy. I definitely didn't practice this a bunch of times yesterday. First try, chat. First try. I'm just that good. I'm just
incoming.
I'm just that good, man. That's what it is.
fool.
I'm not gonna lie,
For
he
what
probably was
reason
more than an
hast
hour
thou
actually.
come?
It was probably more than an hour. Alright, we'll clear this dude out and then we'll see. We were lucky this time. Thanks to, I mean, Cruz survived. She doesn't always. She might die now. No, she's still going. She's still going. Alright, now we can get rid of her.
No. Come on.
We should be good, yeah. Chat. We should be good. Has the roadblock been cleared? First try, right? Never done this before. By the way, guys, anybody who's watching this, first try ever. New to the game as well, by the way.
Doctor, I won't back down.
You'll have to let me know as well. Okay, you know what? Even though I've cleared that on a couple of practice tries, that was a little bit nerve-wracking. That was a little bit nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie. What regarding the strategy? Regarding big surprise your image placement. Well, to be fair, that's why I say I did spend after I cleared it. I spent probably about an hour clearing it again. Well, probably not that long. I probably did about 7 or 8 clears, so it was imprinted in my mind. You know? So I had to do that. I had to do that. But yeah, what do you think of the strat? Is that similar to the kind of things that you've done, or you know? Because sometimes, like you know, that's the thing with this game, isn't it? There's so many different ways to play the game. You know, playing clear always feels great. It does, yeah, it does. That first clear on the practice, I was like, oh, can we do that again? Can we replicate it? And then after like a few clears, I was like, right, I'm confident now. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We've got 13 minutes left. All right, let's get through this little bit of story then, shall we? Yo, Jamie, what's going on, dude? Welcome to the stream. Got any jazz? Pretty similar to what I did from what I recall. Okay, all right. Okay. Yes, because like we was putting Cruz over there, and it just wasn't helping, was it, at all? Like, I think trying to survive as long as possible off the 2 healers, then bring in Silence in that little bit later. Silence, she comes in clutch, doesn't she, really? That drone is just insane. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I'm happy with that. I was proud of myself as well, because people have kept saying, dude, go watch some tutorials, and I'm like, no, I'm going to be stubborn. So I'm really happy I did it, to be fair. Man, can I see them big-ass areolas through that top? Anyway, Frostleaf, watch out. Don't rush so far forwards. I know what I'm doing. Ah! She sliced through the shield using a blade of frigid air. What? Get lost. Amiya, Frostleaf has broken the enemy's formation and is now charging towards their commander. Snipers, casters, I need you to cover Frostleaf. Oh. And just what do you want, little fox? I want you to scream and beg. I want you to pay. Hey, you know, with your life. Oh, I don't know about that then. Out of my way. Whoa. Black arts? Hurry, run for it. I don't want to end up like Mephisto's minions. Mephisto, we're not letting you get away. Are we going to fight him then now? I should have guessed that these goons weren't enough to stop you. You're going to pay for what you've done, you sick bastards. You can't escape. Little fox, you're getting a bit too close for comfort. Because I am the one who will take your life. Those who do not respect the sanctity of life do not deserve one of their own, I think. One of their own. Tribal. Heh. Is that so? Oh, what's going on? What? My feet? Amiya, reunion forces are appearing from all directions, even though there aren't a lot of them. Oh no, it's the Yeti squadron. They've all come together. Alright, I need to introduce you to a new friend. Next up, put your hands together for the real star of the show. The nightmare of the Northwest Tundra, the master of Yetis. Miss Frost Nova! She will freeze every bit of your flesh, every drop of your blood, bit by bit. We need to get out of here. Who's this? Frost Nova. I don't think I know this character, do I? Have I seen this character? She seems badass. Mephisto? I should have left you to slowly freeze to death in the tundra like the psychopath you are. Okay, she's kind of cool looking. She's kind of cool looking. Oh my. Scary, scary. Rhodes Island is right in front of us. Frostleaf? back up. Amia, take them with you. I refuse. That person is... She's coming towards me. We can't win. Ha! Even though I would like to live a bit longer, I'm glad that I had the chance to meet all of you. Hurry. Frostleaf. Hurry! She's gonna sacrifice herself. She meant to do a freaking 07. Don't worry, Rhodes Island. I'll give you a painless death.
I'm so glad you're
Hey,
back,
let's go.
Doctor.
Let's go. Oh yeah, I forgot
Now
about that.
we
We
can
get a
walk this path
copy. Yeah, we
together.
get
I
a
foresaw
copy.
this result
Right,
earlier.
guys.
A perfect
First
victory.
try. We never failed that before. We definitely didn't spend like an hour or so practicing either. I'm just that good. Just that good. I'm telling you, we're going to be the top EN strategist very soon, okay? Terra's got a new doctor. New doctor, guys, all right?
Doctor.
Alright, let's just sort the base here quickly then. Is it
I'm
worth
so
putting a
glad
recruit
to be
down?
home.
Is it worth putting a recruit down, or will the maintenance affect it?
Have I matured?
I don't know. Is it worth doing any of the... I should imagine this is worth it, yeah?
Is there anyone else here?
Lovely Miss Closure told me that you need help here. You want something to drink, Doctor?
Oh, come on. I'd rather be alone.
This room. Ugh.
It's okay. I'll be fine by myself.
Such a peaceful place this is.
If you need
Alright, we got the
anything,
shifts.
just say the word.
Won't need to manually do it after maintenance. Okay, alright.
Doctor.
So, should we do our recruits then, yeah? Refresher. What you saying, guys? What you saying? Refresh? Refresh? You can one tap change shifts. Oh, can ya? Okay. Active recruitment doesn't get cancelled by maintenance. Okay, sweet. Okay. Yo, Star account purge. Yeah, I think I'm bound. I've been to the website. I did it through their Twitter, and it says my my Arknights account's bound. So I'm pretty sure I'm good to go, right? It don't really matter what we go with here, does it? I'm kind of thinking I want to get some more Vanguard action. Kind of thinking, well, should we go with a bit more melee? I feel like at the minute I got plenty of like casters and stuff. Bummer. What do you reckon? AoE? Should we go AoE? Yeah, stuff here. Alright, sweet. Okay. Right, let me just claim this quickly. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Sort out our, what's it for? Spots. Yeah, man, I thought the maintenance was going to be, because it was UTC minus. I thought it was going to be like, the early hours of the morning. And then I looked on Twitter and I saw people posting they got like a new login screen or something. I was like, that hasn't happened yet, so maybe it's not happening yet. Can I quickly do the base stuff? Can we quickly spam our base visits? Oh, I've reached my max. Wait a minute, wait. What? I did that yesterday? What?
Doctor.
What?
Oh.
Okay, alright. Yeah, man. I'm really happy with that, chat. I'm really happy that we cleared that. As I said, it was a bit of a brick wall. I did need the practice. I'm not gonna lie. I think, I'll be honest. I think if I'd have just come onto stream and started doing that without doing that little bit of practice, I think I'd have probably got there, but I think I would have struggled. I think doing it off stream allowed me to sit and be like, right, okay, where, like, you know, really focus on where I was lacking. So like, I'm happy with that. We managed to switch it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Switch it up a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna look at some trailers. We got some stuff to check out in Reddit. Gonna look at the Twitter posts from Arknights as well. Yeah, we got a couple of things to look at. I want to look at the Zenless Zone Zero dev notes video as well. I do like Zenless Zone Zero, so I'm curious to see what they got to say about that. So yeah, we'll have a look at a couple of little bits of things. What's my in-game tag? Let me just get rid of my camera so you can find it. There you go. There you go. You want to add me? Yo, guys, as well, if you haven't already, drop a like on the stream. I know it'll be a quieter stream today, considering there's maintenance. If I knew that, I'd have tried to wiggle some stuff around yesterday and made sure we got live yesterday and maybe skip today. We'll make it work, man. We'll make it work. We'll try and put on a show. As I said, I got to finish a little bit earlier today. That's why we started a little bit earlier, because I'm going to get my haircut. Going to get my hair cut. Get rid of this fucking mop on top of my head. You can't have me with just that, though. No, everybody else has managed to do it. You added me. Nice. Gotcha, man. I gotcha. I'm going to stream the AK Vina event later. I'll probably have to do it tomorrow, dude, because I'm going to the gym later. Rosie's got a class at the gym, and I'm going to go and do some extra cardio, because my holiday's in like 8 weeks now, chat. So I got to start getting lean, you know? I got to start getting lean. Hey, Leo, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're not going to... Is my friend limit reached? I didn't even clock. Is he? Is it reached? No! I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll keep you on there a second, yeah. I'll go through. Can I see how active people are when they last played the game? Ah, yeah, we can hear recently active. I don't know why the game's doing this. So, like, maybe some people who are not so active. We can do, like, we can do some, Everybody's active, though. Everybody's active, though. Okay. We'll figure something out. Yeah, I need to upgrade my base. That's one thing I do need to start paying attention to now, actually. I do.
Doctor!
Alright, then.
Someone left 10 alarm clocks by my bed!
Let's,
Who would do something so awful?
What'd she say? 10 alarm clocks by my bed. I love Cruz, I do. I think Cruz might be my favourite character at the moment, chat. I think she might be my favourite character at the moment, chat. I love her. And she's a really useful unit as well. Her VA lines are great as well. Isn't the cap for a... I think I've got to get it increased, haven't I? I think I've got to upgrade my base to get it increased, haven't I? I think that's where we're lacking. Isn't it to do with your base? I think I've got to get my base up to the next level, which I've got to upgrade a couple more rooms to then go on to the next level. And then I think I can add more people, yeah? Get a 5-star altar. It's base related, not player related. Yeah, I thought so. I haven't, no, Leo. I might have to listen to some of Cruz's voice lines, because I like Cruz, I do. Never knew he's level gated. What are you guys saying here? Watch Venus trailer and PV then. Yeah, I'm down. We got a bunch of stuff here that we can look at. Got some stuff up here for Vina here on Arknights Twitter. Man, just bro, she's a good-looking ass character though. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, we got some stuff here to look at. Some stuff in Reddit to look at as well. Some trailers to check out. We got a Theory of Restart Final Test PV. Talk about Nikkei. Some Snowbreak stuff. A bunch of stuff to look at here, guys. A bunch of stuff to look at here. We're going to check this out as well. I guess we can start off with the Arknight stuff, yeah. Should we start off with the Arknight stuff? Nah, we're not ending. Can't be doing a what? 20-minute stream. Part-timer? I'm not going to lie. I didn't know about the maintenance. My bad. It's my bad. But yeah, hey, the show doesn't have to end, does it? The show must go on. All right, should we check out this video for Vina Victoria and Bobbing will be rated up in the Headhunting Never Gilded between April 8th at 10 and the April 22nd at 3:59. Catherine can be obtained in the event. Ooh, okay. Who's Catherine then? Ooh, okay. I'm looking forward to this then. Am I going to be able to tackle this event? Am I going to be able to tackle this event, chat? Was there a new Terrasorian video, is that, Leo? We still need to check it. I still need to watch Plus Minus's video as well, actually. So maybe we could watch that today, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, new Terrasorian vid. Ooh, we might have to watch that then. We might have to watch that one. I heard it's easy. Okay. What's going on, Easy Freezy? Yeah, there is one about Enfield. Ooh, okay. I'm going to be happy seeing this event, am I? Okay, all right. All right, let's watch this little video then, shall we? For Vina and Bobbing. Bring it back. Go on. No, if it's too loud or too quiet. Man, Twitter video quality's crap.
Now, what's the point in decorating this old rust bucket? Suppose she could bang out a shinier medal for you.
Bro, I love the fact that Arknights are not afraid to do all these different accents. I love it. I did not expect that accent at all. This is great to see. Hopefully, and I guess, hey, this might be a potential bonus of the SAG-AFTRA situation. More anime gacha companies and anime TV shows are going to start like coming to Europe, coming to the UK, coming to parts of Europe, and our EN voices are going to be a little bit more diverse in how they sound, you know? Because I think personally, although there's a lot of NA voice actors that are quality, I'm not saying it's not a good thing, right? It's all the same, isn't it? You know, it's all the same. I like this. Personally, maybe I'm a little bit biased because I'm British. It's cool to see different British accents and not just proper speaking English people, as somebody who's got a bit of an accent and a little bit more working class as well. I like this stuff, man. I like this stuff. Let me pause it a second. Let me switch scenes. Should we switch to this one? Switch to this one. You guys can see that there then, can't you? She looks great in game though.
Hello. I'm here at Rhodes Island for an exchange.
Oh, this is
study
Bobbing. Okay.
Representing the Maylander Foundation's Pure Heart Medical.
Is he like a what's it caster? Like Click? That new class, you know, the what's it caster.
Doctor, to be clear, this is not official business. What it is two old friends reuniting now the war's over.
Oh, her animations are awesome. Oh my god, I like her. Is she worth a pull, chat? I really like her. The ritualist supporter. Okay, okay. I really like the look of her. Like, her artwork's gorgeous. I'm loving these animations. Oh, wow. She spawns a bunch of lions. Skip. She's sadly kind of outclassed, really. She's fucking cool, though, man. Like, I feel like with Arknights, maybe I will be... I'm not going to be a meta slave, actually. But, like, I do like to pull on waifu meta Radu. You know, that's pretty solid. Man, she looks fucking cool. Obviously, she's got to be a Victorian character, right? So even this reminds me of a portrait of Queen Victoria, actually. Holding, I forgot what the globe was called now. There was a famous portrait of her holding that. I think there's been images of Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth holding it as well. She looks badass, old chap. She looks badass. If Lapland wasn't limited, I would have pulled. Oh, he's Lapland limited. Oh, that sucks. She's a god arts fighter. Bro. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I will have to say for Lappy, yeah. Maybe I will have to say for Lappy. There's more story focused trailer for her on YT. Is that? Okay, we'll have to watch that then. We'll have to watch that. Is that on the Arknights official channel, yeah? Yeah, since there's a limited event coming up on the 24th, Fina is a skip. Yeah, let Farmer caught up. You don't need her. Save for Lappy. Yeah, I think I might, man. I really like Lappy. What's Lappy's altar like then? What's the deal with Lappy's altar? Fina's not limited, so you can still get her off, Banham. Oh, she got, yeah, I forgot that. She goes into like the spook pool then, yeah. If it's any consolation, she can be pulled if you lose a 50-50. Okay. Lap ultra overshadowed her, sadly. You can watch a PV. What do you mean? What's a deal? Just more lapping. Okay. Hey, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. Mecha cord caster. Okay. Laptop's archetype is the same as click. Ooh. Okay. Alright. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. Can have global range. Yes! React smash for Lappy's altar. Alright, let's check this out then. Let's check out Lappy's altar then, because, you know, I'm a big Lappy fan. So, I'm always down for more Lappy. I'm always down for more Lappy chat. Let's make sure I don't dox anybody here. React smash. I'm looking at here. Oh, is this a new Pterosaurian video? Let me just give you a roll, my guy. Where? Scroll up. Oh, is this he? Lappy Ultra Breakdown. Alright, let's have a look at this then. Oh, it's from Frostbite as well. Okay, alright. Alright, check this out then, guys. This is why you need Lapland Ultra. Alright, okay, alright, let's go. I'm curious now. Make sure not to spoil yourself in chapter 15.
So, Lappy just got her 6-star.
It's a good looking character as well, isn't she, Lappy? You know?
She is now a caster, a limited character. And I believe she's now crazier than ever.
Okay. Bro, that looks like the medallion from The Witcher. I've got one lying around somewhere. It's somewhere anyway.
So in this video I would like to show you what Laptop, later, Laplander, can do.
Oh, is that what they're calling the altar now? Later. Okay.
Lappy Altar is our newest 6-star mecha cordcaster after Golden
Dude, she looks
Flow.
badass.
A mostly single target, fast attack caster.
Okay, that's cool. That looks cool, doesn't it? That actually looks cool.
That comes with their own drone. That helps to deal additional arts damage to
What's
the
that,
enemy.
like a black hole?
The drone's attack starts off weak, but can gradually increase every time the drone attacks its current target.
Okay.
And in Lappy Altar's case, she specializes.
He says it attacks each target, so its first attack on a target is weak, and then it builds up, but then it seemed like it moved on to other targets. Does it drop back to being weak again on the next target? Does it stack on the target that it's attacking and then drop back down? Or does the stack just stay?
In DPS and the buff. Moving on to her talent, just like what I showed you in the recent video. Lappy's first talent will periodically
resets when it changes target.
To her drone. The first
drone obtains one of the following effects every 16 seconds. It stays on the field, increases max drone damage by 10%. When dealing damage, silence the target for 2 seconds. Drone +1. Ooh, okay.
One increasing the drone max damage output. The second buff pays homage to her original.
Ah, yeah, I'm sold. It's worth skipping Vina, definitely. She looks fucking badass, man.
Version by making the drone able to silence enemies on their every attack. And the last one will give her another drone. Overall, the buffs are pretty great, especially the last one to improve her damage. But it takes a long time to get.
Am I going to be able to guarantee getting her? That's the question. What's the pity on this?
Potential upgrade that reduces this talent activation time. So far, I don't think it's a big problem, but it does reduce her heli drop capability.
The fuck is that box Dalek looking thing?
It's surprisingly pretty simple. If Lappy is in the team, she will give initial SP bonus to all Syracusa operators, including herself.
Okay.
The number isn't exactly big, and I hardly find this impactful. Except maybe for the new 5-star Figurino. And Suzumama.
Yo, Neo, what's going on, dude?
SP can be further increased with Bagpipe's talent.
It's a spark system for pity. Is it 120 or 300? Spark is 300. Right, okay,
Now
then you can
let's
spark
talk
them.
skill.
Okay. Because I haven't done any pulling, so, like, I've only heard, like, people talk about stuff in Arknights. Obviously, my interaction with the banner systems with Hypergryph is Enfield, you know? I've pulled on that initial, like, the create your own banner thing that you do and the starter banner. I haven't done any pulls at all yet. So, like, I've got no idea, you know, this is going to be my first gamba in the game, basically. I don't know if I've got enough to guarantee or what. I'm not too sure. How many does that work out to in the Arundum then? So I think I've got like about what? Is it 17k I've got? I'm not too sure.
Skill 1 will give her a passive that permanently adds another drone. And she can switch between the active and normal effects. The active effect will give her some attack bonus.
Hold on, let me just see what that said there. Attack plus 35%. Release drones to randomly lock onto an idle enemy in the entire map to attack and search for other enemies again when the target moves or is defeated. Can actively switch between the initial state and the following state. Right, okay.
Some attack bonus. And now her drone range becomes global. But there's a catch. The drone will only attack idle or a mobile target. And they attack randomly.
Interesting. So when they mean idle, is that like when units come in and they stand around before they start doing their pathing? Or obviously I'm assuming like stun units and stuff? Okay.
You can simply use a blocker to immobilize enemies. But so far I don't think this skill is worth using once you unlock her other skills. As for skill 2...
sounds quite specific. It sounds like really in that situation then you're really going to be wanting to run it with another unit, yeah. Oh, so when they're blocked as well. Okay, then that's a different situation. Okay. Okay, so being blocked is it's because the way you said he blocked her. Okay, consider the same sort of thing. All right. Drone plus 3, attack range expands, attack 120%, releases drones to randomly lock onto an enemy attack. With a 10% chance to inflict fear on the target. What does fear do? When the locked target is defeated and drones search for the enemies again, returns to the operator when the skill ends. Damn, look at that range as well, bro. What does fear do, chat? Just block him. Yeah. I didn't know that at first. When I was thinking like literally just idle or yeah. Okay, cool. It's the way he said blocked as well. He said blocked. Fear makes him walk away from the ops. Ooh. Interesting. It's explained, is it? Okay, I'll pause too quick, did I?
The drone will randomly target an enemy. Her range will expand. Gain 3 drones. Get a big attack bonus. And her drones now have some chance to inflict fear. Officially making Lappy Alter the second operator that is able to inflict this debuff after nymph. Additionally, the drones
What
will
the
lock
fuck
onto
did
a
he just
target
say? What did he just say? The fucking voice, man. The text to speech was fucked up then.
will lock onto a target until they are defeated. And this skill has a good uptime to be used often. Has a good uptime to be defeated. The drones will lock onto a target until they are defeated. And this skill has a good uptime to be used often.
Oh,
now
I need to
have
go
some
back.
chance to inflict fear. Officially making Lappy Alter the second operator
And after
that is
nymph,
able to
okay.
inflict this debuff after nymph. Additionally,
Devath after him. That's all I heard was Devath after him. Okay.
the drones will lock onto a target until they are defeated. And this skill has a good uptime to be used often.
Okay, so that fear is good then when you got a lot of
It should
Sounding
make
well for a
Lappy able to
second.
take down
Sounding
most
drunk.
elites, even those with high resistance.
Well, I suppose sounding Welsh and sounding drunk are kind of similar.
Although when facing bosses, that mostly has big HP and resistance. You might need to partner her with a buffer, or debuffer. Mainly someone who can
Debuffer.
reduce enemy resistance.
Okay.
And damage aside, the fear could be a good source of crowd control, if it
Do
manages
you know one thing
to...
I've really started the more I play the game as well? I've really started to come to appreciate some of the cool little animations and expressions the characters do when they're doing different things. Like when they're stunned and, you know, when they're going through different actions. They're really actually kind of cute sometimes.
to proc often. Lastly, her skill that has become quite the talk in the community. It's a freaking intercontinental wolves.
Drone +2, attack +80%. After releasing a unique drone, they scatter and chase the nearest enemy in the entire map. When reaching the target, inflicts fear for 3 seconds and the drone locks onto the target to attack. Enemies around the drone have a -50% movement speed and takes 120% of attack as arts damage every second. Holy shit! Does not stack when the locked target is defeated. The drone searches for the enemies again and returns to the operator when the skill ends. Okay, that sounds kind of insane.
Homing missile. It has almost everything. Huge total damage, arts DOT, multiple targeting, global range, crowd control through movement reduction and a bit from fear.
I need to get this
silence
character,
from her
guys.
talent. She can wipe all enemies that are currently on the map with this. Although some elites or bosses
Man,
might
she
take
looks
more than
so good as well. Like, this animation and this effects rate, it looks so good.
one skill activation.
I never thought I'd appreciate chibi art style so much in a game.
To strengthen Lappy even more, or soften the enemies. For the downsides, well, the SP cost is quite big, but for what it does, it's an acceptable cost. And by the way, if you are using this skill, be careful of any targetable object in the map, because the wolves could stay there wasting the skill activation time. For example, using stainless S3 turret.
Oh. So, wait. So will she attack like summons then? Is that like a summon, is it then? Obviously you gotta talk to me like I'm a child here, guys, because I don't know about this stuff. So she could potentially turn on like things that have been put down by other teammates. Attackable summons. Interesting.
So ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about Lappy Altar?
Oh, that summon specifically. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So, okay. I didn't know that. Oh, interesting. I've learned something new again today then. Okay.
I think she is one of the best cast.
Stanley summons need to be hit by team. Oh. Oh, okay. Which is fine. So what would you usually do then? Just drop some melee units behind them so they slap the turrets. But with her skill, you really don't want it to be doing that. You want it to be going off and doing its job, don't you really?
Still we have right now. Providing plenty of useful utility and high damage for your team. And gameplay aside, she's a memorable and interesting character to have. So I recommend you pull for her in her limited banner. That should come roughly 6 months from now.
Yeah, very fast attack speed units. Okay, yeah.
That should be all. Adios.
Okay. Damn. Damn, bro. She seems kind of sick, actually. I really like her artwork as well, the character design in game. She looks great in game, doesn't she? Her weapon looks cool. The wolves look great as well when they're flying off around the map. Yeah, all right, okay. Hopefully I can get her then. Hopefully I can get her. She looks really good, actually. Jeez. Damn. Okay, all right. I can see what you guys are saying now when you like Skip Vina. I get it. Makes sense. Makes sense, guys. Makes sense. All right then. Okay, yeah, I'm looking forward to it then. I'm looking forward to her. What we got over here as well then. Arknights official trailer ending a grand overture. The heir to the king leaves the palace, and when she returns home, she's already fit to be called a hero. New side story event ending a grand overture will be live on April 8th. 10 UT7-7. Should we have a look at the HD version on the tubes? On the tube, shall we? Let's have a look on the YouTube one. See what else I put up on their YouTube channel actually as well. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look. Let me switch scenes a second. Should we have a look at the Vina Victoria preview as well? Yeah, let's have a look at the Vina Victoria preview as well. All right, let's have a look at this first then. Let's have a look at this first then, guys. Arknights official trailer ending a grand overture. All right, let's go. I'm excited. She left the crown to rest. So is this Victoria? Is this Victoria, chat? Londinium, she breathes. Vina, she's bringing us home. Oh, I'm fucking hyped for this then, guys. You know? Patriotism on point.
Your machine's getting on a bit. But she
Again, I
still
love it.
runs as
I love the
fine as ever.
accents.
If you get too cold, come over near me.
Looks like a cool sword.
Victoria. I know to a lot of people it's not me that sticks out, it's my name. But so what? The things they're so desperate to scrounge from me are the things I'm off to snatch.
She is badass soul, man.
It's in my
Not
power
gonna
to
lie, if
force
it
that
wasn't for
through their heads
Lappy.
sooner or later.
So her animations are really good as well. And those like lion spawn summons look cool as fuck. Oh shit, is that like a big ass walker? Oh, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I think she's kind of awesome actually. I think she's kind of awesome. Yeah, though this story's post chapter 14. Oh, is he? Oh, fuck. Well, I could just skip the story bits and do the event, yeah? I could do that, right? And then we can read the story back when I get to it. Okay. All right. Yeah. Can do that. Skip story and do the stages, and I can just go back and read it anytime. Yeah. All right, and that's cool. And yeah. Okay, then we'll do that. We'll definitely do that. Yeah. That's good then. At least I can experience it then. Yo, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate ya. Okay. All right. Is this one? Yeah. The Vina Victoria preview. Let's have a look at this then, chat. Let's have a look at this then. Vina Victoria preview.
When we left the Glasgow gang behind, see, I thought we'd all be back in a jiffy.
Steam Night, yeah.
Everything's changed.
Should have watched this. I'm not going to get spoiled here. Am I okay to watch this? Context is probably going to be lacking for me anyway, right?
Vina, Hannah, Baird, and especially me.
It's fine, okay.
War's not some heroic fantasy.
I love the different accents.
Grief. Just instants you can't describe.
What kind of sword is it, teacher?
Great L2D work.
Born from the stars and sands millennia ago. A legend that weathers storms, wielded by kings. For Victoria, the ever-glorious. And now, the story stands on that which you see. What do you see, Rita? What do you see?
I see. It cleaves through blast
cool.
and firelight in the dark of night, but unable to protect them all.
Almost like a little what's into the sword in the
see
stone.
the people of this land fighting their way back home by their own two hands.
My life. Everyone I care about. All of it's here still. I don't want to be behind her anymore. I want to go with her, or take her along. There'll be plenty more trouble in future for the Glasgow gang, but you won't catch me running.
We get patriotic for a country that doesn't exist,
and
guys.
Every one of us is not over.
Oh man, I gotta catch up in the story in this game, man. I'm excited for all the stuff to come. I really am excited for all the stuff to come. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really looking forward to experiencing all the highs, the lows. Yeah, didn't know UK was a fake country. Yeah, we don't exist, man. We don't exist. If you watch JP, you will hear Saber's VA. Yo, guys, as well, if you haven't already, drop a like on the stream, man. See if we can get to 50 likes. We got like 100 people in chat. Let's see if we can hit 50 likes on the stream. That would be absolutely awesome. Oh, guys, check this out here. I don't know if any of you guys play any Zenless Zone Zero, but I know a lot of you guys, Arknights players, can appreciate some music. And this guy here, Vinhetero, is playing some Zenless Zone Zero songs on the piano, which I think is fucking awesome. I'm not even sure who this dude is because I'm totally uncultured. I'm assuming he's some sort of professional. Dude's got like 7.3 million subscribers as well, so this dude's a big deal. Let's have a little look at this, yeah. Can we have a little look at this, chat? I'm curious. Okay, that's sick. I really like the music in Zenless Zone Zero as well. The no look-see. I'd love to be able to play an instrument. I am an absolute troglodyte. I can't play any instruments. Rosie can play the violin a little bit, actually. She's got a violin. I want to learn to play it. You haven't played ZZZ in a while? Yeah, dude's hitting it. Yeah, dude's hitting it. I can hardly type on a keyboard, let alone a piano. True, same here. Same here. Okay, this is really impressive, actually. So, whoever knows who this guy is, enlighten me. Who is this dude? I'm assuming he's like, well, he's obviously talented, but I'm assuming he's a professional at his craft. Okay. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, Zenless has got some good stuff in it. It really has. Look, imagine this guy playing a piano actually recording the different sides of the same room. She's undressing while playing and he's staring like crazy. I do appreciate people who have a musical talent. It's I always find it impressive, you know? I really do. To be able to create, because like music's such a powerful thing, isn't it? You know, to evoke emotion, to control your moods, to bring back memories, to allow you to express yourself. everybody can appreciate good music. Whatever the music is you like, everybody can appreciate it. And to be able to create it must be an amazing, amazing thing to do. I know from video game music to originally piano classics. Okay. I have to look him up at some point then. Music is a beautiful language, yeah. Universal as well, isn't it? Doesn't matter where you're from, what language you speak, it can sing to us all, can't it? All I know is funny when he says to the camera. Dude's staring into your soul as he sings to it, yeah? Yeah, I was going to say, even if you don't play Zenless, guys, definitely worth checking out some of the music. Man, that ending was so abrupt. What the hell? That ending was so abrupt. Okay, we're gonna have a look. We're gonna have a look at this in a second. Actually, the dev talk, because I'm curious to see what they've got to say. I've heard people saying they've been very transparent, so I'm like, what? Okay, about what? About what? I'd like to know what they've got to say, because at the moment, you know, it's the best game, in my opinion, out of the Huyo games. Genshin for me, just, I'm not bothered about Genshin anymore. Not really bothered about Star Rail anymore. However, Star Rail was like peak at one point. I really like Zenless Zone Zero, and I think, you know, I'm going to keep playing it until I don't enjoy it anymore anyway, that is. Because I'm sure Huyo will mess it up at some point, but I guess until they do, I'm going to continue to enjoy it. Man, that artwork is gorgeous, right? It's a gorgeous piece of art. She's a really good-looking character, man. Yeah, definitely. I think if Lappy wasn't coming, I probably would pull on her, chat, because she does look cool. She does look cool. That painting in the back looks bougie as fuck, for real. The whole room, didn't you see that chair that was in the back, just off camera as well? That looked like something that you'd seen, like a British manor kind of chair. I don't listen to music. I listen to loud screaming and noise. Okay. All right, let's have a look then. Okay, let's check this out then, guys. Ethereum Restart beta test will launch on today, actually. And full release on June 5th, 2025. So, yeah, I think you can still sign up for the beta right now. This is turn-based, I believe, isn't it? I think this has got a quite heavy focus on PvP also, I believe, yeah. We'll be playing this when it comes out, guys. We're going to play this when it comes out. We might even see if we can get into the beta. We'll have a look. We'll have a look anyway. But yeah, it's on the radar. It's on the radar. I don't know if it'll ever become like a main game for me, but we're definitely going to check it out. I'd love to know what you guys think as well. Are you looking forward to it? Do you not even care? Let me know. As well, on the 10th, so in 2 days, Black Beacon comes out as well, guys, if you didn't know. I'm going to be playing it. So we're going to stream that this week. If you want to come and hang out when we do that. So it's going to be Thursday. So the plan was this week was to do Wua and Zenless as well. But it's just like, man, too much stuff's happening. So I think what we'll do is we'll do Arknights in the day and we'll do some Black Beacon in the evening. I think that's how we'll take it. And then Friday, we'll try and get in some Zenless or Wuthering Waves. And then over the weekend, we'll definitely... I need to do 2.2. I've got to get 2.2 done. I'm slacking so hard. What's going on, Kneecap? Server maintenance already. Just got home, closing up the shop. Was earlier when you were playing, but was a bit too busy. Yeah, I think it's been... when did it start, guys? It was about 25 minutes ago, something like that. Half hour ago. Star Rail is too repetitive now. Do what I do. Lucky Temple for the 5-star or higher guarantee. PvP, my gacha game. Ew. See, like, I am not against PvP in a gacha game. I just think, for me to enjoy it needs to be, like, a level playing field. Either it's select units that you can use. Everybody gets to choose the same stuff, basically. It just depends on who you pick, your synergy, and your skill usage and stuff like that, which determines who wins. But we know that most games don't do that, do they? Yeah, it's like in Re-Memento. I don't know if they've changed it now, but that's got a problem with the PvP, because people could just basically pick teams that are like heal defense teams. So literally, they can't beat you, but you can't kill them. And the PvP in that is like you're not playing somebody live, that you just set your teams up and people can challenge your teams. That's really frustrating PvP, that is, when it's like you're playing against somebody who it's impossible to beat. They can't beat you either because they just can't break damage, but you just can't kill them. I hate that sort of PvP, I do. PvP is always a gateway to PvP, pay to win. It's true. One of the things I don't like about updates is that when the game you like becomes incompatible with your device. As somebody who doesn't play on mobile, I don't know that pain. But yeah, PvP in gacha games, it typically does, isn't it? Yeah, like, it's like, let's say, like, take Wuthering Waves. If they had a PvP in Wuthering Waves, I think it would be great if you could fight other people, and it was like, you know how you have the trial units in Wuthering Waves? That was basically PvP. There was a selection of trial units. Everybody had access to the same selection of trial units. All the characters had their signature weapons, and they all had the same, or either you have access to all the same echoes, or they just came with echo presets on them, and then the only difference was literally skill, you know, and who you chose. I guess the team synergy, like, oh, well, actually, I won because I put Shorekeeper in my team, and you chose Verena instead. Something like that could work, but it's just, it ain't gonna happen, is it? It ain't gonna happen because, one, I don't think a lot of people want it anyway, and two, the people who spend on the game then are probably going to be pissed, because a way for them to really flex would be through PvP, and if they can't flex through their spending, it's going to make them think, well, why am I spending, I suppose, to a degree. So, you know, yeah, could be a problem both ways, couldn't it, really? PvP with base stats, and I'll get... See, do you know what I'd kind of like? This would be a fun thing to do. You know, you've got the echoes in Wuthering Waves. Treat them like Pokemon. Have it so you can play like Pokemon battles in Wuthering Waves, where it literally goes to a turn-based mode, and you just chuck out your echoes and you can fight each other. I think that'd be kind of fun, actually. It's just a little throwaway thing, not a major, an event, you know. It's not permanent. Happens every now and again. You can go in, you can do some PvP action. I think that'd be kind of cool. You actually basically just make it like Pokemon. You do some PvE, you go battle some trainers, and then you can do some PvP. I think that'd be really fun, I do, personally. I suppose I'd have to be careful, though, because Nintendo do like suing people, don't they? So you gotta be careful. I really appreciate Arknights for not going down the route of making characters become far more powerful with dupes, just a neat little boost across the board. I agree, yeah, I agree. I think it's a good system. I'm glad that it seems like Enfield's going to be the same as well. It's great, especially if you're a free to play or a low spender. You know what I mean? And not also that, it's like Huyo do where literally, like, you know, you'll be missing partial parts of your kit if you don't get certain copies. You know, even Wuthering Waves has some incredibly powerful copies and dupes. To be fair, you can do a lot of the stuff anyway, but still, the stat increases are kind of incredible on some characters. But yeah, I do like it that it's just a little bit of a stat stick boost, right? Basically, that it's better with the copies, of course, but it's not game changing. The Nintendo slander. Honestly, missed opportunity just to add Pokemon game mode to it. Right? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it could work. Turtle for the win. Also, thank God units get added to the standard pool. Yes, that's massive. That's massive. That is. I agree. Yeah, it's a big thing. Should we have a look at the restart final test PV then? Considering we were just talking about this game, guys. Should we have a little look at it? Shall we? Let's have a little look at it then. This is the final test PV. Obviously, game going into beta today. So, yeah, go to the required place if you want to check it out. Damn, God ran off. God was like, I'm out, man. I've got to save my own skin. You lot are on your own. Some of the character models look interesting though. We're definitely going to try this out though, guys.
彼は少しずつ思い出している。お前らを粛清してやる。
Interesting, so he's got like an Arknights PGR kind of.
炎はすべての罪を燃やし尽くす。裁きを受けるがいい。私ならできるはず。さらにパーフェクトに。
Oh, that was cool. That was freaking cool, that was, though. I'm curious, when will a game really challenge StarRail in the turn-based side of things, you know? Will it be this? No. Will it be Re-Remento when that goes global? Will it be Persona Phantom X? I don't know, man. Character models look really nice, though. JP voice acting sounds good as well. Okay. Alright. You know. There's a decent little trailer. A decent little trailer though, right? It looked kind of bad, you reckon? And that was a decent little trailer. Limbus? Anyone? Terrasaurian uploading an Enfield love video. Yeah, we're going to watch that in a second, Kneecap. We're going to watch that in a second. I'm day one Genshin and Arknights player. I did quit Genshin though. I remember seeing competitive AK and Genshin stuff on YT and being like, I could participate in Arknights 1 and win, but Genshin 1 is straight pay to win. Yeah, like, end of the day, you know, it, like, obviously, a skill, like, say, Wuthering Waves, a skill player in Wuthering Waves can clear content than maybe somebody who's got multiple copies. But if you put two skilled players, two top 1% against each other, of course, copies always going to come out on top, right? So we got the Nikkei 2.5 anniversary live stream on April 19th. We might check that out. I've only played a little bit of Nikkei personally, though, but I kind of like Nikkei. I think it's a fun little game. Should we check out some... HSR's turn-based? Yeah, nah. It's kind of like... Baby's first turn-based game, isn't it, really, to be fair? If I'm honest. When Pokemon Champions get released, I'm not too sure. I'm still waiting for Azure Premilia. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with Azure Premilia. Like Azure Premilia looks really good, and I like the fact that people have been moaning that there's no male characters, and they turned around and went, look, we're doing female only. Get over it. I kind of respect that vision, where they're like, you know what, jog on. I'm looking forward to Premilia, but I think because Genshin and Wira's happened, it's, you know, the setting. It's the setting, I think, more than anything. It's the fantasy setting again. I'm like, I don't know if they're excited over the fantasy setting, you know? If you play Nico on stream, you're going to get banned. Well, I have actually played Nico on stream before. I'm hoping this... It wasn't NSFW, so... Man, this is a long-ass trailer. What the fuck? This is like 12 minutes, bro? Alright, watch this in a bit. I didn't realise it was so long. We'll have a look at some of these as well, but let's check out the Terrastorian video then, shall we? Yeah? Should we check out the Terrastorian video? Yeah, I'm down. Arknights timeline before Rhodes Island. No, that's not the one. What you need to know about Talos 2 Arknights Enfield beta. Oh, I'm ready.
Welcome to Terrastorian.
All right, let me pause that. We got to get ready. Guys. We got to get ready. Let me bring chat back up. That's what chat's saying. I've never tried to pull for copies. I figure once I get that unit weapon, I'm done. Yeah. I suppose when you got signature weapons as well, man, it's enough to have to get the signature weapon as well. I did get copies of Shorekeeper. I didn't have to pay either, though. I knew Shorekeeper was going to be cracked, so I was like, fuck it. And I got 2 copies of her for the increase in the Stellar Realm and the 40% attack, and it's fucking sick. So that's one that, obviously, I don't ever say spend money to get copies, but if you're in a position where you can try and get some copies of Shorekeeper, it's definitely worth it. Trust me, definitely worth it. Challenging Star Rail in turn-based combat is very easy. Star Rail's combat is just way too simple. The problem is just getting incentivizing people. Well, that's it. I think to challenge Star Rail, your combat, as you say, doesn't need to be insane. You've got to come with super high production value. You've got to come with, get it on as many systems as possible. So you're launching on mobile, it runs good, PC, console as well. A good hook for a story to start off with, right? And insane looking characters. I think if you can do that, you're onto a good one there. As you say, getting people to come away from Star Rail, different situation. But if a turn-based game can release now with all of the stuff that's happening in Star Rail, it's your best chance really to capitalize on it, right? But I agree, yeah, it's not about the combat system, man. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to turn-based games, it's not exactly complex, is it really? They will cause their own downfall. Look at how much female fan base is willing to spend on a hot man. I suppose, I don't know, you know, I think that's true, but at the same time, you've just got to look at games like Wuthering Waves, man. The male banners always do worse, don't they? But you are right. Look at lads, you know. I think it's just you got to pick your poison as a company, haven't you? Do we lean hard into this? Now, do I think it's a mistake potentially not having males? Probably. But I just like the idea that they're like, look, this is what we're doing, and this is what we're going to do. I kind of respect that, you know? That's one thing I hope that Enfield do, that they've got a vision and they're not going to be swayed too much. I hope they tweak things a little bit to make it interesting to as many people as possible, but don't go like stray from their vision. From the time I gave Star Rail, I gave the game, never gave me a reason to not slap auto on the stage. Yeah, true, fair. Star Rail became just an auto game for me. I think just like how people obsess over Pokemon as an IP, people may not be detached from Honkai Star Rail even if a better game exists. It's fair point, fair point. That's why I say that I think you've got to get the hook. That initial launch has to be, you know, story, characters, marketing, all the systems, all of that sort of stuff. Talostorian, a Wasteland 2 type of gacha game might be interesting. Yeah, I suppose the closest thing really you've kind of got to something like that, I guess, is probably like Girls Frontline 2, yeah. But yeah, I like Wasteland. Yeah, I'd definitely be down for something like that, dude. Hypergryph dropped something about Enfield on the 6th anniversary live stream. Interesting, yeah. I hope they just drop some information soon. Like, I'm desperate for more Enfield info. Welcome to the stream as well, Lucas Lee. Yeah, Star Rail is no different from myriad of auto battling gachas where with how it functions, it's just as a massive budget. Exactly, yeah. It's the budget, isn't it? It's the budget and the production levels. But as I say, recently, the storytelling problems and the drop-off in that quality has been insane. If another game could come along, it could really kill it. I've never played Limbus, actually. I need to get ready to playing it easy. I've heard it can be quite difficult. They might post something after Global gets EP15. Okay, they did for Enfield. Tech test after Global got Lone Trail. Oh, okay. It might make sense, yeah. Might make sense. When is the 6th anniversary? I don't know, actually. When is he? When is he, chat? Next month. Limbus, yeah, I've had it installed for ages. I've been meaning to play it. You know, I'm playing so many different games. I mean, and I'm trying to play other games as well. I've been playing a bunch of Fragpunk recently, and I've started playing Throne and Liberty again. I do want to buy Forever Winter as well. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that. It's like a hardcore, really dark, sci-fi, futuristic kind of extraction shooter. It's got some of the most insane world building, like it's ridiculous, crazy. Limbus is good. Yeah, you know what? I managed to get all the Asteroid Awards for Virtual Crisis last night. Oh, let's go, dude. Let's go. Yeah, I really like Virtual Crisis, man. It's a fucking good mode. I've 120'd it, like, but I must admit the Avarodol Vault one with all the stress modules on took me about 7 times to clear it, man. Just kept getting frozen and battered. I like it though, and the one where you're only at 10% as well. It's kind of nice. I like that sort of stuff. A few weeks, yeah. Pod, I've heard from the people who've played Limbus. I don't think I've heard a bad word said about the game. Honestly, I've just heard positives about it, which is a real good sign. It's niche, but like, yeah, everybody who speaks on it really highly. I think right when Lapland Ultra came out as well. Lappy Ultra Banner is the anniversary in CN. Okay. Forever Winter is a vibe. Proper. Oh man, it's so cool. I need to pick it up. I was just kind of waiting for it to get a few patches before I grabbed it though. I still find it so funny that Limbus CEO Flex Lapland's poster he got on stream. Really? Did he? No way, that's kind of cool. I'm playing Limbus right now. Did you know there will be I think I've heard somebody mention that before, actually. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, though. I keep quite a few bad things about Limbus as somebody who started it like 5 months ago, to be honest. Okay. Hit me up, actually. I'm interested. What do you think's the problems with the game? Because like I say, I haven't really heard anybody giving it any... I suppose I haven't really watched any reviews or anything about it. I've just seen people talking about it in podcasts or in streams, and they've always been glazing it, like... well, glazing is not a fair word to use. They've been highly positive, should I say. Vina update is live, by the way. I'm updating the client at the moment. Jen did a vid on it recently that's spoiler free if you want to hear some glazing. Well, on Limbus did he? Oh, did he? It's collab only. Oh, it's for Limbus. Okay. Only bad thing is tutorials. Tutorials don't exist. I didn't like the gameplay, to be honest. That's fair. That's fair. Certain gameplay genres and styles are not going to be for everybody, are they? You know, some people just don't like turn-based games, do they? You know what I mean? Some people, and some people just don't like action games. You know, I know people who like, that's all they play is turn-based strategy. The game's action-orientated. They ain't interested. I respect it. You're playing Limbus right now. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, we got some Limbus enjoyers in the chat then. Game will be 8 to maintenance first in 5 hours, 10 minutes. I was going to say, I think it was from like 4 till 10. Minus 7 UTC, yeah. For me, Limbus is great, but the dailies take like 45 minutes or so to do due to mirror dungeon grind. That's really it. Day one player here. Okay. That's a decent chunk of time for dailies, to be fair. That's one thing I do really appreciate about Zenley Zone Zero. Your dailies are done like that, man. I do like that. It's got a perfect story. The gameplay is a bit boring and very RNG heavy. Okay. My problems is that the devs are so scared of people spoiling stuff for themselves to the point where a lot of new stuff they release is just locked because of spoiler reasons until you beat newest chapters. Right, okay. Arknights and Limbus are bros. No, what they said is true. The server just isn't live, but you can update. You can get you can download it in the menu. Dang, I thought it was up already. Also, the weekly grind is kind of boring and very annoying until you clear chapter 6. All the events are part of the story, so it's no surprise. You'd be surprised how close Arknights and Limbus come. I've seen a lot of the crossover, to be fair. I've seen that. Actually started Limbus because I heard they are collabing with Arknights. Update is here. They're literally continuations of the story. Turn out I'm in love with the game right now. Maybe we'll get round to it then at some point, because at the minute, I'm going to check out Black Beacon, but I don't really want to heavily invest into another game too much at the moment, because obviously I've still got to catch up on Zenlist. I've got some bits and pieces to finish on Zenlist to catch up, and last little bits of the story, and I'm caught up. I've got to do 2.2 on Wuthering Waves. I've kind of still got to finish off fucking 2.0. I've still got to do the companion quest for 2.1 as well. I've got a bunch of companion quests to do, actually, which I can do them whenever. But I've got to do 2.2. I still haven't done all of the overworld stuff in 2.0 as well. There's still places that I haven't unlocked yet. And got my data bank up, like, so I'm kind of slipping behind on Wuthering Waves at the moment, which I don't mind, as long as I take stuff at my speed. I'm totally cool with that, actually. That's one thing I've started to do now. As long as I get the time stuff done, the limited time stuff done, everything else, as long as it's permanent, just do it when I do it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Just do it when I do it. All right, then, let's check this video out then, shall we, guys? Should we check this one out? We've watched all of Terrastorian's previous videos, and they are bangers. For a channel that's literally uploaded just those videos, insane level of quality, really well done as well, eloquently recorded and made the great videos. So let's check this one out then, shall we? What you need to know about Talos 2 Arknights Enfield beta. Anybody who knows me, I've been diving into the world of Arknights recently, and Enfield is my most anticipated gacha game coming up. Hopefully this year, guys. Hopefully it comes out this year. Give me a second. My headset's just turned off. I'm turning it back on. I think it's less and less likely that it's going to happen this year, though, now, right? And we're probably looking at next year now. But I'm still very, very excited. But anyway, let's get into this one then, shall we? And let me know what you think in the comments and in the chat.
Welcome to Terrastorian, the channel where we unravel the lore of Arknights. I am Akka, and in today's video, we will dive into the fascinating details
no way you play Arknights
so far about Arknights Enfield. With the release
to be fair,
of the
most of our streams
beta,
are yaps.
we have been introduced to a variety of new characters and intriguing lore. Since the game is still in beta, it's important to note that some of the information we have may be subject to change.
True.
Even so, we will break down everything we know so far and share some exciting information about what might come next. So, without further ado, let's enter the world of Arknights Enfield.
Oh man, I can't wait to get back on this game. I miss it.
Takes place in the same universe as Arknights, a game that was also produced by Hypergryph. First, let's start with a crash course on the game's overarching lore. The story of Enfield is set on Talos 2, the second moon of a gas giant planet known as Talos. 152 years ago, some people migrated to this distant moon.
See, looking at that stuff that we've seen in that the trailer, it's definitely a gate, right, that was in the sky. Definitely a gate. It looks exactly the same.
Through the Ether Gate, a megastructure located at the north pole of both.
You know, the Chapter 15
bodies.
trailer.
This gateway created a portal that connected their homeworld, Terra, to Talos 2. However, it was destroyed during the conflict known as the First Angloid War. In the new challenging environment, an organization called Enfield Industries plays a pivotal role in sustaining civilization on Talos 2. Enfield is an industrial and construction company dedicated to creating a new home for
Who started
humanity.
Enfield?
This organization's vision is to build and expand into the frontiers of Talos 2. In the game, the players take on the role of the Administrator, a central figure in Enfield's history. According to Talos 2 historical records, the Administrator was a key guardian who protected civilization and saved humanity from multiple catastrophic events. Their legendary deeds have given rise to countless stories, myths, and even rumors. Throughout their journey, the Administrator will meet various allies who will aid them in reaching the North Pole of Talos 2, uncovering the world's hidden truths along the way.
Build our furry collection. I hope as well at some point we get to build like a bike, you know? We keep getting shots of the bike, didn't we? And I think it would be cool at the end of the game, or as part of like more advanced content, we can start to farm parts of a bike and crafty, and maybe even some other vehicles as well. Maybe potentially for some more open areas where it might be needed.
Before we continue, we truly appreciate your support. You can help us by subscribing to our channel, leaving a comment, and sharing our videos.
By Rhodes Island.
Your contribution means the world to us and helps our team keep going. Now, let's take a close look at Talos 2.
Okay.
In Arknights, hints suggest that Talos 2 may in fact be the cradle of civilization. Talos 2 possesses a nitrogen-rich atmosphere, ample oxygen to support life, and sufficient greenhouse gases to maintain warmth. However, the alien sun and the massive gas giant looming in the sky
could be a problem because gas giants emit massive amounts of radiation. This would be a problem if ever trying to set up any sort of settlements in any of the moons that are surrounding the gas giants in our own solar system. You get so close to these gas giants and the radiation is insane. Would probably fry any people inside any ships that got close to them with our current technology. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's like incredibly high.
Serve as a constant reminder to the pioneers from Terra of countless light years separating them from their distant home. Fortunately, the world's vast mountain ranges, intersecting river systems, and rich vegetation have fostered a resilient biosphere. Among the native flora of Talos 2 are buckflower, citrus.
So that'll be the interesting thing, won't it, as well? The different gimmicks that they're potentially introducing to new regions in the base building that doesn't just feel like a gimmick and it's like, right, let's build a base again with this new thing. In how they actually build upon that to make it feel relevant and interesting to keep building bases as you expand. I hope that they manage to get that balance right. Because I'm sure they're not going to want you to just be able to snap up a base straight away in a new area, or adding something to the base that feels relevant and interesting and changes things up just a little bit. Because that's my main thing that I've been worried about. I'm like, man, how do they keep the base building fresh 200 hours into the game? You know, 6-7 months after the release of the game. Is it still going to be interesting, or are we going to see less base building being done? You know, I think it's an interesting thing to how they're going to balance that out.
Sandleaf, Akatine, and Jinkao. As for the fauna, one
okay, Peep's got the magic rock.
The long ear, a rabbit-like creature covered in
These are cute.
And flowers. It is said that there are 2 known variants of the.
No, I agree. These lots of very creative gimmicks to be. Oh yeah, it's about how you make the gimmick, though, isn't it? Rather than it just. A gimmick can be an enjoyable mechanic if done right.
Natural resources played a crucial role in sustaining the local
I trust in them, though. I do.
Over generations, the stranded Terrans and their descendants established and expanded various outposts and settlements. creating footholds for civilization in this new world. Most of Talos 2's population resides in the region known as the Civilization Band. This area, located in the southern part of the moon, is home to various cities built by organizations that have taken root on Talos 2.
How many moons are around the gas
Further
giants?
south lies the ocean, while to the north stretches the frontier, an untamed and largely unexplored region. For the past century, multiple attempts to reach the northern polar region have ended in failure due to the aurora of Talos 2.
Okay.
Unlike the natural auroras of Terra, those on Talos 2 exhibit unique characteristics.
It's going to be an incredibly strong magnetic field then, yeah?
Structural properties with Terra's star pod, forming an invisible barrier that obstructs skyward analysis and disrupts any technology that ventures too close.
It's got to be some sort of incredibly powerful magnetic field, right? Because that's exactly why we get the Aurora Borealis, where we get it, right? Well, technically, it's where I think it's where the magnetic field, is it where it's weaker? It's like where the shape of the Earth's magnosphere, like, or whatever it's called, like comes in at the poles, yeah, and that allows solar radiation to come in and start to bounce around, like, and that's why we get the Aurora Borealis, yeah. If I think, I'm not an expert, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be streaming here like an idiot. I'd be working for NASA or something. But yeah, that's cool. I like that. That it gives some mystery. Because obviously we've got this ship that we could just park over the pole and be like, yeah, we know where everything is down there. We just took photos of it. But with this, it allows for an unobservable part of the planet. That means, to get here, we got to be on our foot bottom.
Fortunately, this auroral barrier is confined to the northern polar region and a few isolated pockets across Talos 2, rather than enveloping the entire world as it did on
So there's
Terra.
other parts of the world that have got it then?
No
Okay, interesting.
orbital or terrestrial deployment system has successfully penetrated the auroral barrier, nor has any low-altitude aerial vehicle survived the intense auroral blight. Additionally, an enigmatic force lurks within the auroral region, fiercely guarding the lands concealed by its celestial glow, rendering ground traversal nearly impossible. Unlike Terra, Talos 2 has no countries. Instead, most of the cities within the Civilization Band are governed and controlled by organizations. Many of these organizations emerged after the First Anglo War, and with the destruction of the Ethergate during the war, the connection between Terra and Talos 2 was severed, forcing the people of Talos 2 to establish their own.
I honestly can't glaze this game enough, honestly. And like, this is a game for me. I keep saying this. This is why I hope Hypergryph really cook, because I know it's a gacha game, right? And I'm not using that as an excuse of, oh, it's just a gacha game, because I made a video about this. I hate that argument. Well, it's just a gacha game, bro. That means, well, it can be whack, it can be crap, it can have bad story, it can have bad gameplay. This is a game, though, that feels to me that it goes outside of a gacha game. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like I was playing a gacha game when I played the beta personally. Now, that might be hyper glazing, and people might be like, dude, you're on crack, you're huffing copium. But that's how I feel. Like, I am genuinely excited for this game. And at the moment, I think it is my most anticipated game. Full stop. Not just in the gacha space. Full stop. I'm incredibly excited for GTA, of course, but GTA is going to be coming to console only, and I really don't want to buy a PS5, so I'm going to have to see what happens there. But yeah, I think this is my most anticipated game. Just straight up. In the gaming space.
Governing bodies. Some of the major organizations that we will see throughout the story are Enfield Industries, United Worker Syndicate of Talos 2, Talos General Chamber of Commerce, Hongshan Academy of Science, Order of the Steel Oath, and Rhodes Island.
Is the UWST just SAG-AFTRA then? Huh? Is that what that is?
Enfield Industries is an independent company dedicated to advancing the industrial technology and expanding the frontiers of Talos 2. Originally established by Rhodes Island and its partners as a think tank and forward prospector, Enfield played
Need to have a dude in the game who's like
in mapping the uncharted
Elon Musk or
regions
something.
under the leadership of the administrator. When Talos 2 was cut off from Terra, the company took lead in confronting the emerging threats like the Angoloi and the Blight. With groundbreaking innovations such as the Protocol Originium teleportation, the automated industry complex, controlled Originium distribution, and the OMV Dezung, which is the only orbital vehicle on Talos 2. The UWST is the largest union of self-governing work syndicates in Talos 2, leading industrial and mining machinery production as well as raw material extraction. Originating from the Age of Terra, its crews were among the first pioneers of Talos 2, playing a crucial role in early expansion and post-war rebuilding with their powerful machinery and meticulous planning. Though burdened by the growing organizational rigidity, the UWST remains central to humanity's construction and expansion efforts. Often called the cartel.
That's the thing as well that I'm excited about. Is that one? It's like kind of a double-edged sword, because I think this is why I hope that there's this kind of continued interoperability between Arknights and Enfield in regards to story and connections. However they do it, I don't know, right? I'm not further enough in the story to even contemplate how they could potentially do these things, right? But I'm just throwing it out there because you've got like this world of Terra, right? Insanely nuanced, in-depth world built up with all these different nations, all these different people, all this history, right? A proper civilization. Then you've got Talos 2, which is a frontier. And as far as we know at the minute, you know, we're like conquering this frontier, aren't we? So in regards to like history, cultures, civilizations, it's like, how does that play a part? But again, as I say, maybe there's stuff there that we just don't know about anyway. So that could be a thing. But I'm like, I like the idea of us being on a frontier, you know, pushing out and cultivating and civilizing the wilds, shall you say. But at the same time, it's like, I would love to see some of that like world building, like places to explore in Enfield, just because Terra seems so cool. It's just purely because Terra seems so cool. Man, just imagine how cool it'd be if we got some events or some patches or some story blips that was like, I don't know, memories or heartbacks to things that happen because they're relevant in Enfield. And we got to play Enfield style gameplay within the world of Terra, you know, as maybe potentially some of the OG characters from Arknights. I think that'd be fucking insane because obviously, again, I'm biased, but man, I'd just like to wander around Victoria and see some of the stuff in Arknights in full 3D. I think it'd look cool, man.
GCC is the most powerful corporate conglomerate on Talos 2, with its influence spanning every industry, from arms manufacturing to food franchises deep in the frontier. During the First Angoloi War, it maintained a crucial Talos Terra lifeline, and even after the war, its convoys became the backbone of commerce, linking settlements and enabling modern life. The war-hardened truckers, once mere workers, evolved into the conductors, masters of the TGCC's vast supply network. Meanwhile, the TGCC's calling
design as well.
The shadow investors of the
Such
civilization
good in-game models.
revel in financial dominance, believing their codified practices will define Talos 2's future. But power is never easily relinquished once tasted.
True.
The HAS is the largest and most advanced research and development institution on Talos 2, driving scientific progress while sustaining the civilization band with food production and resource development. Founded by a surveillance team from Yam that chose to stay and fight during the First Angoloi War. The academy was established in the highly habitable Hunshan crater, where it built vast research complexes and hydroponic facilities. It continues to operate as an extension of Yan, maintaining its territories with specialized ministries for agriculture and technological innovation. The Order of the
That area was gorgeous, though.
An elite order of knights dedicated to the relentless war against the Angoloi. Stationed in the frigid northern frontier, they uphold a strict warrior's code, emphasizing on discipline, sacrifice, and unwavering duty. Many of its knights, known as Oathkeepers, were once ordinary youths from the Civilization Band, drawn to the cool of battle yet hardened by the brutal reality of war. The Order demands not just strength from their Oathkeepers, but absolute conviction to the cause, without compromise.
Don't be a renegade.
If you are familiar
Terra and Enfield will be a dream for us
Arknights,
Arknight. Yeah, man. Even as somebody who's new, it'd be...
To recap, Rhodes Island is a well-established and
It's a bit
widely
cool.
recognized pharmaceutical company in Terra. As mentioned before, they played a role in founding Enfield Industries, but their primary expertise lie in oripathy treatment. After the Ethergate's collapse, Rhodes Island's operations on Talos II were cut off from the main organization on Terra, leading to the creation of an autonomous branch under Warfarin's leadership. Rhodes Island may have contributed to the development of the long-term oripathy treatment and the preventative oripathy shots. With these advancements, the infected were...
That quest there was my first introduction to the whole oripathy thing, you know? Because obviously I played Enfield before I even started to dive into anything to do with Arknights at all. And this was one of those quests that actually I was like, man, it seems like an actually kind of cool universe this does, with some potential like dark, gritty, kind of like sad, melancholic undertones. Well, not even undertones in Arknights, you know, they're freaking overt, aren't they? And I love that actually, because as somebody who like, I love Wuthering Waves, and I do like the style that they've got. Not everything has to be gritty, and just because it's gritty doesn't mean that's the only way to be mature. But I was like, oh, I would have liked a little bit more of that. And as we started playing Enfield, I was like, dude, I feel like there's some tones here, some undertones here that feel like they might be a little bit more dark than like than Wua. And obviously, evidently, after playing Arknights, I can see that. Yeah, there's an understatement.
Were no longer stigmatized in Tanalosian towns and villages, as treatment became readily available. Despite this progression, Originium-related issues and challenges continue to shape the new world.
Right, Leo?
Beyond these dominant forces, several lesser-known organizations operate in specialized sectors. The Cabal of Tranquility is an enigmatic faction dedicated to study and preservation.
Man, skins could slap in this game as well, right?
Deciphering cryptic languages and ancient scripts to uncover the wisdom of prehistoric civilizations. Known for its arcane rituals, ceremonial practices, and
I really like her as well as a character. I think she was awesome.
Veritas, the Cabal remains shrouded in mystery. Meanwhile, the Fiani Circuit is a nomadic tribe often referred to as the Wildland Academy for its role in teaching survival skills essential for navigating the wilderness. Its members, known as Sculptors, dedicate their lives to emulating legendary warriors called Kerns, guided by experienced
hopefully Renegade. I think they could make a shit ton of money.
With a deeply ingrained survivalist culture,
because I think it's a well, you know, it's easy to see if you've got eyes. I think it's kind of a consensus that Enfield's got some of the best 3D models in the gacha space. And that's saying a lot, because Wuthering Waves has got something like Wuthering Waves graphics are actually quite beautiful. Like I jumped on it again the other day to play and I was like, damn man, I forgot how pretty this game is actually. Enfield's a very good looking game as well. And some of the detail on the characters is actually insane. Like even probably better than Wuthering Waves in some parts, if I'm honest, depending on the character you're looking at. So like the potential, the absolute like amount of money they could potentially make from skins is ridiculous. That's one thing I feel like Kuro are really letting themselves down. I think they could be making so much money now off skins, which I'm sure they will get to the point where they're pumping out more. But it's just like, I'm like, bro, you could be making money hand over fist if you got some more skins into the game. So yeah, I think the potential for this is high, and I hope they do as well.
Ritualized pilgrimages, the circuit ensures its traditions endure across generations. Other companies we have are Raytheon Industries, a returning company and
she hates money.
arms manufacturer that originally came from Colombia on Terra. Hongshan Swordmancers, a weapon manufacturer that comes from Hongshan, and using a material known as Zeronite to craft gear. Mirzko Industries, a returning arms company with a Casimir heritage and leading supplier for the TGCC in terms of weapons and gear. Fort Forge fame. Arms manufacturer for the Order of the Steel Oath, mainly creating weaponry and armor for the Knights of the Order. North March support hub. While mainly known for creating tools and equipment, they are also known for creating weapons and are one of the leading suppliers for the UWST. Portable Ethertech Labs has some connections to the Cabal of Tranquility.
I'll say that as well. You know, the weapon design in the game. Fucking some cool ass looking weapons, right? Some cool ass looking weapons as well. Biggest question I have, if they make premium currency accessible for free to play players, so they could buy a skin or two every so often. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they go about that, to be fair. I do hope they go down the route of skins. I do. I am a skin enjoyer, you know. Games like Valorant, first person shooters, I'll spend a good chunk of money on skins, more than I should care to do, but yeah, I like a good skin, I do. But I don't know too much of skins because these motherfuckers do a lot of skin art but never sell them. Just edging you, yeah. The fuckers definitely taken from Destiny 2's Forsaken DLC. By the way, all these lore come from the weapon gacha.
Witching Hour. So far, the least known. But they might be potentially Sarkaz connected and themed. Despite its ability to sustain life, Talos 2 is far from being a safe haven. This moon is plagued by 3 major threats. The Blight, a reality warping anomaly that causes hallucinations and physical distress.
See, that's a perfect opportunity right there, just with the Blight hallucination. Oh man, I'm back in Victoria. Whoa, I'm hallucinating about Victoria. Let's run around, you know? Oh no.
The Angoloi, hostile entities formed from natural matter and controlled by mysterious anchors, responsible for devastating incursions like the First Angoloi War. And the Landbreakers, ruthless raider factions born from a warlord's legacy, thriving on violence and lawlessness. These dangers shape daily survival on Talos 2's frontiers, making it a world where humanity fights for existence, never truly ends. Stay tuned to our channel to find out more about them. And that wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it interesting.
Man, I like it. More
Enfield for the lore of
more Enfield content. Cinema. I'm here for it. I just can't wait till we start to get some like little, even if it's just little droplets, you know, little droplets of information. I'll definitely be willing to make some videos myself. Actually, maybe even go back to doing some scripted videos. I do like to do them from time to time myself. I do a little bit of theory crafting with that now and again. It's been a while since I did any, if I'm honest. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing some actual proper scripted content for Enfield if they, you know, give us some tidbits and little bits of information here and there. I'll be down for that. But yeah, I can't wait for this game. I know I've said it loads, but I'm very excited for Enfield. I've got high hopes. I'm trying to curtail my hopes. Of course, you know, you can only be disappointed if you're expecting more. So I'm trying to be as sensible as I can, but I can't help it. I had so much fun in the beta. It was such a breath of fresh air for me. Not even just in the gacha space, just in gaming in general. I had so much fun with it, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope they manage to just get the balance right, hit the ground running, and I obviously I want the game to be successful. I'm not gonna lie. There's certain parts of the gacha space that I'd rather not be all up in it, just in being annoying, but whatever. I'd never let that bother me enjoying a video game anyway. But I just want it to be successful as well. I hope it's good, ultimately. That's the main thing, and it's successful as well. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Of Arknights Enfield in the comments. Is there a specific race, nation, or topic within the Arknights universe you would like us to explore? If so, feel free to share.
And just imagine being able to, like, say, go back to, like, Victoria, man, and seeing, like, Steam Knights bopping around. That'd be fucking awesome.
Suggestions below. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.
Yeah, great video, guys. I'm sure everybody who watches me knows of Terrastorian. If you don't, check them out. They make great content. As I said, They are doing quality over quantity. They've uploaded 5 freaking videos on their channel, and every single one has banged, really. So yeah, you should definitely check them out, guys. Yeah, can't wait. And hopefully we get a lot of these sort of channels popping up as well, because you know, like say with the level of lore building and world building that Arknights has, hopefully we're treated to, you know, just as much of that in Enfield as well, and we can have lots of stuff to appreciate and enjoy and ingest. I'm looking forward to it, man. But yeah, guys, check out Terrastorian. Show them some love. Did I drop a like on that video, or did you? All right, cool. Yeah, great video. I enjoyed that. Yeah, man. Any little bit now at the minute, I'm just like, give it me, feed it me, I need it. I said it's sus, but yeah. Hypergryph focusing on Arknights CN content recently. But yeah, I hope we can potentially maybe craft vehicles in like the mid-late game. Now I know like the areas that we've explored so far, you don't need a vehicle. But I'm hoping that we have areas that are, I'm not saying like, I don't want, obviously it's not an open world game, but it would be nice in some areas, potentially you could use a vehicle if you wanted to, you know, craft a little motorbike or something like that. That would be pretty cool. Or like some sort of kind of like off-road buggy or something. That honestly would be fun to do. But yeah, really looking forward to the game, guys. Can't wait. Let's have a look what we've got over here then. Here's one, guys. This one as well, you guys can let me know in the comments. This is in r/gacha gaming, as I said, everybody's favourite Reddit, especially if you're a Wuthering Waves fan. Best main characters in gachas. I've been thinking about it, but most gachas make so subtle the presence of the character used for the player to control/command the units that the few times the main protagonist feels remotely like characters, it almost makes him feel giddy because it feels special, even though it should be something normal. At the same time, how many main characters could I mention that truly feel like such? In a classic way, maybe the Trailblazer. Do they mean the Trailblazer from HSR? While they're mostly a blank guy/gal with no voice, it feels like the game does try through the options, interactions to make it feel like truly a person, which just happens to be a weirdo, but still a person. And of course, it helps that the Trailblazer is also a playable character, so they take part in the action too, instead of being just a commander giving orders from a distance. That's an interesting one. When you're playing a gacha game, do you prefer it to be a situation where it's like Arknights or PGR or Snowbreak, where you're like a squad leader, but you don't interact with the gameplay in any way other than like the commander of the squad, like, you know, as somebody who orders them and you play through all of the units? Or do you like it when you actually get to play as the MC, so to speak? On a less usual way, I think Dante from Limber's Company works well too. Still haven't played that, got to get round to it, because, well, they is the exact figure of the commander. Dante does have a personality and such a funnily pathetic one. I suppose in a way, though, Amia's kind of got the main character syndrome, hasn't she? Such a poor bastard, constantly in fear and pain, knowing shit of what's happening to them while dealing with a bunch of murderous weirdos in the company. People that, at their kindness, may feel some pity and give Dante a hand in the most condescending way possible because they are aware of how useless Dante is beyond a walking revive item. So even though Dante suffers from the typical protagonist amnesia syndrome, yeah, is that in that as well? Okay. That doesn't allow them to be that deep, at least by the part I am in the story. It's not only justified by the whole head transplant thing, it also doesn't change the fact that Dante is still a lot more expressive about their feelings and troubles than 90% of protagonists in gacha. So viva Dante, I guess. Anyway, which other protagonist MC in gachas would you say is interesting? Well, I know which mine is. And that might be my favourite in gacha, if I'm honest. That might be my favourite in gacha. I'd say Kelsey is more of a mentor character. Imagine if the Doctor becomes playable one day. Those three are basically MCs in Arknights. Arknights around Dr. Kelsey and Amia. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Feels more like a little bit of a crew, doesn't it, really, rather than just the Doctor. Because Amia does feel like well, at least for me at the moment, because early I'm in the game, she feels like she's the main character, really. You're there just to communicate with her for the most time and obviously command the units. I'd have to say, I must admit, even though Arknights does it as well, depending on the way games do it as well, it can be relevant. The amnesia-ridden MC is a little bit tried and tested, isn't it? To a point where it's like, oh God, man, we've forgot everything again, kind of thing. We were a badass, but now we've forgot what we are. Sometimes it can make sense, but obviously when it's just been done so many times, even if it makes sense, it just doesn't have as much impact, and it kind of like, okay, here we go again, kind of thing. I think, for me personally, the best way that, not the memory thing, but yeah, were something before, but now you've got to start back again, and an interesting MC. I'm gonna say Zenless Zone Zero. You know, I think Belle and Wise, specifically Belle, because that's who I use in Zenless Zone Zero, is one of the best main characters in a gacha game, personally, honestly, because she is just a normal person, just a human being. Well, there's some things, you know, that we've kind of had little things thrown out there that maybe they're not quite as unassuming as we thought. But so far, they're just a normal person who, just like us, is vulnerable, weak, really not capable of doing much in regards to defending themselves and being on the offensive. They just have a set of skills that allows them to help out the people who have all of those abilities to do what they're doing. And we don't have amnesia, but we were like these awesome proxies prior, and we basically lost it all, and now we're having to start again. And I think it was done quite well, personally. You know, obviously we are getting to a point where we're starting to get these little things where it's like, okay, maybe they are a little bit more than what we thought they were. I don't want to go as far as a chosen one, because I don't think we're going to, well, I hope we're not going to go to that point anyway. Yeah, I just think if you're playing as Belle, because I do, really well voice acted, really well written character, and I think, obviously, with the Zenless Zone Zero rigging and animation, really brings her to life. And I think she just feels like a relatable character, an interesting character, and somebody you can empathise with. Personally, for me, I think she is one of the most interesting protagonists, because she's not at the same time, if that makes sense, because she's more grounded, she's more normal, and it's not a self-insert at all. And I haven't got a problem with self-inserts. I'm totally cool with MCs being self-inserts, because I get it, you know what I mean? It's totally fine. And if you write the cast of characters around them and the reason for the self-insert, it makes sense. But I think they're doing it in such a way that it's just not, you're just literally reading, you're watching a story, aren't you? With a fleshed out, interesting main character. And as I said, towards the end of what we've played already, we start to get some like kind of like, wait a minute, these two actually aren't all, well, there's more to them, shall we say. But at the same time, I think it's kind of interesting, you know. Wuthering Waves, I think the Rover themselves, personally for me, isn't that interesting as a character. I think that as a plot device, I think they're interesting. Like, I want to learn the lore surrounding the Rover, their origins, what's the reason for doing what they're doing in regards to what they've done before. I understand the desire to stop the lament, but why? You know what I mean? Why? What's their benefit from it? In regards to, they obviously, what we've seen came from another place, and you know, they didn't have to be down here. They could have probably continued on, I would imagine, without Solaris. So yeah, I'm interested in them as a plot device, but I think as a character, again, people have said that 2.2, the Rover, definitely seems more interesting. So I haven't played that yet, so I'll have to kind of hold off on that. But so far, as a character, I think they're not the most interesting. The Doctor in Arknights so far, I've only experienced so much. I like the Doctor. I like the way I like the idea of the Doctor. I think it's actually really cool. But I haven't, I haven't seen much more of the story to really comment on it, so I can't really comment on the Doctor either in that regards. PGR, similar situation. I think it's kind of an interesting character that is actually. It feels like the self-insert works quite well as well. I quite like what they do in PGR, to be fair. The Commandant in Snowbreak, it just is what it is a little bit. I think as well, I like, one thing I like in Arknights as well is that, very much like in something like PGR, the reactions that you get from different people feel more varied rather than everybody just being pro you, which is one of my complaints about Wuthering Waves a little bit. But yeah, man, what do you guys think? What's the most interesting? Doctor gets a lot of story later on. Yeah, from the stuff I've heard, that's why I'm holding off on saying much about the Doctor because I'm still early. What's the most interesting MC for you in gacha gaming, guys? Doctor's amnesia plot is the most peak use of this plot device. Yeah, so far what I've learned about it, like I say, that's why I say that sometimes that makes sense. It's a good plot device. Sometimes it's just overused, isn't it? In a ham fist, and it's just like, oh, you can't remember. Okay, cool. Why? I'll bang my head or something. You know what I mean? Thing is easy. The MC slowly evolving, devolving. If you hate ARPG, to just another combatant. Welcome to the stream as well, me Mamu. Rover now is bland, but the Rover in the past is more interesting. I agree with that, Skybird. Yeah, I'm very much interested to see what the Rover is. You know what I mean? Yeah, I agree with that. When you get far in Arknights and all, you'll love the MC and the characters. I'm already starting to really like the characters. I am. I'm starting to really enjoy the characters so far already. Leo, the interactions between the characters as well. It's really cool that the pre-amnesia Doctor is truly a different character than the player Doctor. Main character in Genshin is the best. Trust. You know what though? The actual overarching story of Genshin, which we can have a look actually here, to be fair, because I think there's another post here that we could talk of in there. I kind of like the reason for the main character in Genshin. Makes sense, it's kind of a grounded, I've got to find my sibling story, which I think everybody can relate to, the desire to get back to a loved one, right? But we won't talk about all the other stuff again, Genshin. For me, it's a Doctor is maybe Arknight's bias. Hey, nothing wrong with being biased. I say this all the time. There is nothing wrong with letting biases sway your decision on entertainment at all. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Ritsuka from FGO becomes less of a self-insert as the story goes on. Okay. You're all called into work today. Yo, what's going on, Stonewood? Welcome. You mean you called into work? You called in sick? Or is you just phoning work up just to be like, hello, it's for the cool, yeah? Bubble event is a big one in regard to the Doctor Law. Yeah, I know sort of the stuff what's going on with that. Obviously, I don't know everything, but yeah, I've seen some of the big sort of spoilers there. I'd say for Arknight side stories, they have their own main characters, like Kirsten in Lone Trail. Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's like, going back to Zenless again, I like how, like, characters keep reoccurring in Zenless as well. I'm assuming as we go into the next major chapters, that'll probably happen less, and the new characters will be like the reoccurring characters for that particular like act, chapter, whatever you want to call it. But I really like that in Zenless as well, the way that characters keep being used. And so far in Arknights, I'm liking that, characters are being mentioned and spoken about, and people are popping back up, and I like that as well. Again, I hate this because it makes it sound like I'm shitting on Wuthering Waves all the time. I'm not. I really do love Wuthering Waves, but hopefully we get more of that happening in the future, where old faces pop back up, because we've got some seriously cool faces in Wuthering Waves, and I'd like to see them pop back up again. Dante and Doctor are good. The first written really good. The second is evolving mostly after chapter 6. Okay. I like Genshin's MC. Too bad Hoyo drip feed their lore a bit too slow for my taste. Like almost 6 years and we know nothing about them. Yeah, true. Yeah. I was gonna say, I think as MC's go, I don't think it's they're bad really at all. It's cool to shit on Hoyo and Genshin, isn't it? But I think I think in regards to like their motivations, they make sense. It makes sense. Arknights is like Duridera. Even the side characters are main characters' quality. Another law for the Doctor is the Vigilo mini story. Yes, I did, Lucky Kitty. Yeah, I've got to finish an hour early today. I'm going to go get my haircut. I'm going to get this fucking mop put off my head. What's going on, Frankie? Even though I dislike Genshin after what I've been through playing it, I really like the MCs. Yeah. I feel like sometimes, as I said, because it's like the consensus, shall we say, at least I guess on YouTube, and I suppose more in the West, of the thought process towards Genshin. People won't stand up and actually say, well, actually, that wasn't bad in Genshin. And I agree. Yeah, I agree. It's got a myriad of problems, but I don't think the MC was so much one of them, personally, for me. Yeah, I think as I said, I haven't played all gacha games. I really like Belle. I think Belle is an interesting character in Zenless Zone Zero. You know, I really do. Yeah, reoccurring characters is something we relax for me. It has gotten to the point where it feels like they just introduce characters just to advertise the character and then never shot. Yeah. Like, the way I look at it for Wuthering Waves, it's like, I don't know if you guys, you're probably too young, like, but I love sci-fi. And Star Trek was a love for me as a kid. I'm not the old, I'm not that fucking old. You know, Next Generation, mainly more like Voyager and Deep Space Nine, because they were a little bit later. Even Next Generation was a little bit before my time. You know, even, well, not even just that, just 90s and 2000s TV shows. You know, when you had a guest star for the show and they were kind of like one of the main characters for that episode. You know, they were popping up all the time in the episode, but you never saw that character again because they were just a guest star. It was another famous person coming in, so everybody could be like, oh, that's that actor from that other thing. That's kind of what the characters feel like in Wuthering Waves to me. It's like, well, this is the guest star for this episode. Probably not going to see them again. And it's a bit of a shame because I've said this before. It's a terrible analogy, but the Wuthering Waves feels a little bit like they've created this amazing world, but as you leave to a different area, it's like a light switch is switched off and nothing else matters. You know, like it's almost like the rover is a strong gravity well, and the world just rotates around the rover as they're moving through their journey. And that might be fine for some people, and I don't judge you for liking that at all. Like, that's totally cool. Like, we all have different things. I'm not a big fan of that. And that's just purely because I like lore and world building. That's why, like, I'll sit for hours and watch stuff about Star Trek, about different galactic powers that barely make an entrance in the show. But I like to learn about the territory, the technology, the history. Lord of the Rings, the same things there. You know, Game of Thrones, I love to learn about Ashai, Stigai, you know, different parts of Essos and Sotheros, stuff like that never is going to play any poignant part of the story. But I just love the fact that it's there because it makes the world more interesting. And I know that sort of stuff's in WoW, but it doesn't feel like any of that makes the world better because it just feels like the rover is everything, personally. Yeah, that's why we're not playing. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying about Genshin, though. The drip feed of stuff is a bit slow, right? Because I think Genshin's got some kind of cool lore as well, actually. The world of the story doesn't feel alive. Yeah. I think if that's what you're talking about, you're talking about Genshin there, or we were. Makes you feel like the world outside the MCs just don't exist. Agree, yeah, agree. Sometimes gacha game world doesn't feel alive because characters feel like they don't have agency outside the MC's involvement. Yes, exactly. That's a great way to put it. That's great. That's kind of, let's say it's exactly how it feels in Wuthering Waves. You know, it feels like unless they're interacting with Rover, their life becomes void. They don't do other things. Where like Zenless and so far in Arknights and what I've learned about the world, that's not a thing, you know? Like in Zenless, I think they do a really good job of that. Some of the best actually in bringing characters back in again, you know? And I really like that because it's like, you know, when the team comes back together again, especially was it the end of 1.5 or 1.6? I can't remember now. When it was what's his name? Bringer? I forgot the names, dude. The cop you have to fight after he injects himself and he transforms into the hand that like Belle and Wise saw when the teacher was killed. And sorry if that's spoilers. And you fight him, but like the whole team comes back together. You know what I mean? Like throughout the game, and it's just like, oh, this is kind of cool, man. It's like an Avengers Assemble moment. And I know we got that kind of at the in 1.0 in Wuthering Waves, but just not to that scale. You know what I mean? Felt a little bit half-arsed in WoW. Yeah, Bringer, yeah. I really enjoyed that, you know? It was just like, hey, squad's all here, you know? Schrodinger's characters, you can say, well, yeah, kind of, yeah, really. Like, are they still alive or not? Well, only way you're going to figure out is maybe if you open the box. It's true. It's true. Vinny gets directly outclassed, but he's only newish unit until CN that will come global 7 months later. Yeah, look, I think I'm going to go for Lappy, Lucky. Like, I'm not going to lie. I even said before I looked into Lappy early, we actually looked into Lappy a bit earlier. Athena looks great, man. She does. Like her design's awesome. Her animations are awesome. Her kit's cool. Like those lion summons are fucking awesome, and she looks amazing. She really does. And then I saw Lappy Ulta, and I was like, holy shit. And she's premium, yeah. So it's like, I'm gonna try and go for her. Because of her last skill seems insane. I do really like Vina. I do. Characters immediately T-pose after MC leaves their side. A bit too common, unfortunately. Yeah, straight up, man. Telling you. And I'm not a fan of me. And that this is still coming from somebody who absolutely adores Wuthering Waves. I've been very critical of it recently, and I'm not playing it as much. I'm just having a bit of a period. I'm just kind of rolling back. I'm going to play 2.2. Anniversary's coming. I'm going to absolutely dive headfirst into the anniversary. Yeah, that's how I feel about that, really. What's this here? What are some minor additions you want in a gacha game that you're totally fine without, but if the chance came, you'd like to have it in the game? Proper dungeons in Wuthering Waves. I hope we get that in Enfield as well. I'll be fine if we don't. But I would like to see like full-on dungeons, you know? I'd like the idea of potentially co-op dungeons in something like Wuthering Waves as well. But for me, especially with Enfield, where you've got like a party-based ARPG, doing dungeon runs in Enfield would be fucking awesome. In my opinion, like proper dungeons with some parkour, some puzzles, big boss fight at the end with mechanics. That would be really cool. Skippable dialogue in recruitment. Oh, in Arknights. Yeah, that's fair. Proper sweep function in Arknights. Yeah, I could get down with that as well. Not gonna lie, yeah. I could get down with that, to be fair. I do like the auto system, but, you know, when you've got to do a bunch all in one go, it would be nice just to be able to sweep them, wouldn't it? Yeah. For me, sweep functions should be in more games. Like, I'd happily see them in Wuthering Waves as well, even in action games like that. You know, when I'm going to just farm fucking materials from the simulation, like I'm just going to get credits, or I'm just going to get like character mats or whatever it is. Let me just sweep that, because that content, I can clear it. If I've got level 90 characters, I can clear it with my eyes closed. I can clear it in probably like 15 seconds, really, by just popping a few ults. Just let me sweep it then. Even if you don't let me sweep all the time, give me a set amount of sweeps that I can use every week, or I get so many daily sweeps. You know, if you want me to engage with the game after that, fine, but let me use some of my sweeps. I agree, yeah. Sweeps are a good thing, especially when it comes to like repetitive farming. Arknights IS mode stream when? We're going to be doing that soon, actually. We are going to be doing some of that stuff soon. It already has the MC and the solution to everything, which I'm not a super fan of. What we're talking about here, yeah. I don't like it when the MC is the fix of everything. So like I say, that was like that again. We Wuthering Zenless. You know, we like the fight at the end with Bringer. Miyabi comes in and does that mega slash, and everyone's like, whoa, that just felt fucking epic, and the music kicks in as well. And it's like, yes, it wasn't the MC doing it. It was just a fucking awesome character in the game. It makes it so much better. Faster skip for pulls in Arknights. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think that's a good point, actually. Yeah, I do find myself that when I'm getting even my recruits, I'm just like, come on. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, it's not game breaking, but it would be nice to have, wouldn't it? Recent updates in Arknights on the CN, the dialogue when pulling characters is faster. I might be wrong though. Okay, that'd be cool if they've introduced it. Sweep function is non-annihilation map should be definitely be in. Yeah. You know, if you're just doing like you're trying to get some currency in the game, sweepy. You know, probably need a more developed roster. Yeah, you reckon? Yeah, we'll give it a go. It's the worst that can happen. We get bitch slapped and embarrassed. Happens all the time when I'm live. It's got a better onboarding system for older gacha games and many older live service games in general. Usually these games just throw you in with the 5 million stack systems over the years. That is a good point, actually. Especially when you get into something like MMOs, you know? You can be overwhelming, the amount of systems. And as somebody who's a live streamer, getting into a new game in general is incredibly overwhelming, because you're trying to concentrate on chat. You've got a million things you're thinking of let's keep people entertained. Let's do our thing. Let's play the game. I've got to think about, it's not a hard job at all. It's not. I'm not saying it is, but you're just like, I can get overwhelmed easily when I'm starting a new game and I'm streaming, which I don't do when I'm not streaming because I can take a moment to properly read stuff through, ingest it properly. When I'm streaming, I'm just like, I'll find myself, I'll read something, I'll then go do it, and then I'll be like, why did that happen? And I just read why it happened, you know? So yeah, like, even like say, gacha games can be incredibly overwhelming when you first start them, especially as you say, when there's a bunch of systems and a bunch of stuff going on and you first get into it, you're like, dude, fucking hell, you know? Zenly Zone Zero is a bad one for that because it's got a trash UI. I was talking about the enemy, by the way, in the trailers. I said they only wake them up when they face problems that no one else can fix. Oh, okay, yeah. They really need to implement Sweep for action games, honestly. I would love Genshin still if it didn't burn out from doing the same. Yeah, agree. You know, like, you know, when it comes to, like, doing tacit fields in, like, Wuthering Waves, let me sweep that shit, man. There's no challenge. This is not hard. Why can't I sweep it? You know? And if people go, well, what's the point in playing the game then? I'm just like, well, because I don't want to fucking do that thing over and over again. I want to use the stuff out of it and then build, you know? I don't need to be playing that stuff over and over and over again when it bears no challenge at all. And obviously you don't want it to bear challenge because that'll be even more frustrating then because I just need the gear. If you're going to play IS, I highly recommend borrowing a unit since the game mode is balanced around having 2 EU units. Okay. We're getting close to getting an E2 unit though, right? We're getting close. We should be able to do it soon. And we still do have a selector. Once I have E2'd the unit, I don't mind using my E2 ticket. I'm pulling, but that's also I already have everybody, but Neon it does, so I might as well keep going. It's mentally exhausting. It can be, yeah, it can be. Also, Arknights operator range change on skill activation and operator details page instead of just on stage. Okay, all right, that's fair. Auto deploying 6 times, making my battery drain. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, wide. Just let me sweep it. I'm just gonna sit there and watch it. I don't want to watch it. You know what I mean? First time I watched an auto, I was like, oh, this is cool. You can actually see yourself doing it. Can I just sweep it now? Because you are basically sweeping it. Why make that sweep take 10 minutes when it could take 2 seconds? I'm getting back third of the sweeping system, but it's pretty ass. It's been like a year since I've last played, so I don't know if it's changed. First E2 is always something special. Who's my first E2 candidate? Ooh, good question. Ooh, I don't know. What would you guys reckon? Like, obviously, I like the idea of Lappy, but is that worth it? What about Silver Ash, maybe? I've heard people say his E2's good. I need to look at it, really. Ooh, that's a good question, you know, Leo. I wouldn't mind doing Cruz because she's my MC, really, but is she worth? Is it worth E2 in Cruz? Should we continue lineup right now? You should be able to E2 first unit within a week if it's a 4 stars. Auto deploy on mobile is straight terrible. It just hijacks your phone while it does it. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, actually, yeah, I never even thought of that being on mobile. Like, because when I'm on PC, I just watch them on YouTube to the point where I'll even drag YouTube over the game. You know what I mean? So I could be watching YouTube here and doing something on the second monitor. I didn't even think about what it's like for people on mobile as well. That's a good point, actually. Cruise first E2. Has to be Lappy Ulta. You want to use a... True. When is the Lappy Ulta coming? My first E2 was Jessica. My second was Angelina. Really just E2 whoever you want, even if it's not the best choice. 3 stars can't E2. Oh, okay. All right, then. Shit. I don't know then, man. I don't know then. Lappy or Amir, and yeah, Silver Ash is gold. Yeah, I was thinking Silver Ash, maybe. Could do Amir as well. What's Amir's E2? Cruz can't be E2. I didn't know that. Lappy Ultra is one of the best E2 candidates on your account. Right, okay. 3 stars can only E1, yeah. Cruz Ultra is a solid sniper, can be worth E2. Cruz 5 star is worth E2 if you're interested in that instead. You can only Cruz Ultra because normal Cruz, yeah. Ultra Vena event. End of April-ish. Okay. 24th of this month. Next month. You do need to eat. Oh, do I? Okay, then. Maybe that's worth it then. Maybe we'll do. Maybe we'll make Arami the first one then, and then maybe go with like Silver Ash as our second, maybe. Is there any good healers potentially that'd be worth E2ing? You know? You got any good E2 healers that I've actually got? You know, like at the minute we really need like Fuma, Silence, fuck, who else have we got? Hibiscus. Is Hibiscus 4-star or 3-star? Can't remember. Fuma or Silence? So what does Silence do then, E2? Hibiscus is a 3-star. Perfume is pretty cheap, E2. The applesauce. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I've got Silence, Perfumer, Hibiscus. Fuck. Who's the dude who we thought was a chick? Him. I got a couple of others I haven't built up at all actually as well. Only 6 stars have a 3rd skill. Oh, yes, I remember that now. Nice. Ansel, that's it, yeah. That's the one who baited me. That's the one who baited me. Is he 3-star? Is he Ansel? No. Yeah. Fuck that guy, man. You dickhead. All right, then. Here's a question for you. Do you think gacha games don't need an overarching story? This about gacha game story in general. What I mean is, should gacha games need only event/anthology stories to work, where they do story that expand the world and lore without needing all of it connecting somehow, and focus on world and character that inhabits. Okay, this person's English is probably not the first language, so we'll let it slide. Like, for example, imagine a game with no overarching villain, and you don't play as choose one that gets it, and you don't play as choose one that gets involved with everyone and everything. Okay, so we're not really having an MC, I think. And instead focus on the character that involved and see how they deal with current problems they're dealing with. I mean, live service games tend to make a lot of inconsistencies. I think that's what they're saying with story, and go way too long, so a short story that revolves around the world and character will be better. I think you've probably got to have an overarching story, right? Like, I guess this person wants a cool universe and kind of like anthologies with like basically just mini stories, you know, where it's like, right, in today's episode kind of thing, we're dealing with this cast of characters doing their thing. Now we're dealing with this cast of characters. So it's basically to be an episodic game. I don't know if I'd like that personally. I don't know if I'd like that. Like, no, with nothing to tie that together. You know? Yeah, he does describe Arknights story if you just took out Rhodes Island. But that's what ties it all together, right? Like, obviously I'm super early in the game, but I feel like that's what you know, it's the bow on the present, isn't it, in a sense? You know, like, because for me, I think I understand what this person is saying, because I've said this before, that the overarching story is needed, but the stories surrounding the characters that you're playing as and pulling and meeting are almost more important than the MC story. Now, obviously, that depends on how interesting the MC story is and how the MC is used as a vehicle to push that story forward. Because obviously, I want interesting stories surrounding the characters, because give me a reason to want to pull these characters beyond them being good in the game and looking good, right? Give me a reason to want to spend time with these characters and see their evolving storylines. But I think if you lose that strand that ties all that together, I think then it's hard to do a live service game like that, right? It's hard to do a live service game like that. That almost feels like you need a game that's like a box price game in a sense with just DLCs. You know, with just like expansions. It's just 100% world building. Yeah, but like without like a premise, without like a central action story thing to focus on, you can build a world, but what makes it interesting? Do you know what I mean? I feel like it'd be really hard to build a universe that has no kind of like central premise, you know, that's pulling you through the world. Do you know what I mean? You know, like even when you think of like tabletop games like Warhammer and stuff, they've got a central premise, haven't they? There's multiple premises going on all at the same time. Russian Skill, thank you very much for the follow. But like there's like an overarching strand, if you will. Not so much a story, because you can create your own stories, but the stories tying it all together, and there's like central themes, isn't there? If you will, you know? And that's with a freaking tabletop game. Like that's not even a game. I just, yeah. I don't know if they could make that work, personally. I mean, the Casimir story isn't directly connected to the overarching Victoria crisis. And you can't think of a game that does that. It's true, yeah. Yeah. Actually. What game does that? What's the story of Lads? Does Lads do something like that? What the fuck is the story of it, Lads? The only connection to the main chapters where they're in the Casimir's before we move to Victoria. I don't know. But, like, you've got, like, a centralized theme and journey though in Arknights, haven't you? It's just, I suppose, you're there's points where you end up off the beaten track, yeah. You know, you look at things like, again, Warhammer, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. You've got universes that are built up there, right? You've got universes that are built up, and there's a million different stories that can be told with the lore. You know, you can go in and create a central theme. Usually, there's a few major things that happen throughout the history of that world that kind of make the world matter, or give it its premise, its theme, that make it separate from other universes. Do you know what I mean? Like with Game of Thrones, obviously, you've got things such as the Long Night, you know, the Doom of Valeria, the connections of those things between, you know, Valerian steel dragons, that being able to kill White Walkers, Azor Ahai, the prince that was promised, all these sort of things that go over thousands of years, but all kind of connect together. So even when you're pulling stories out your arse throughout the universe, there's something in the background that's looming, that's connected to everything else. You know what I mean? Same thing with like kind of Lord of the Rings as well. I suppose you could have a game where you're bouncing through history like that, but then I still think you'd have to have some sort of central premise, wouldn't you? That connects the, like, where it references stuff that's happened. I don't know. I think it'd be hard to do, that would. You need an ultimate goal, otherwise people wouldn't care or stop caring. Yeah, then you've just got a universe, haven't you? People who play Lads don't care about story, just hot men. Major events throughout history, kind of like real life. Yeah, yeah. People need that main objective, whether it be finding your sister Kira or Pythia, whatever Star Rail is. What is the fucking premise of Star Rail now? Star Rail always seems super convoluted to me. Are you just like trying to stop like planet cancer? You know? Like, isn't that basically what the Stellarons do? Don't they just cause like planet cancer? And you're trying to stop that, right? I kind of forget now. Like, I always found Star Rail's story, although enjoyable, somewhat convoluted sometimes. Am I just stupid? I might be. If there's an overarching story thread, we just have constant side quests, in which case all side quests better be high quality. Yeah. collect Stelerons, I don't know. Pretty much. Right, yeah, I think so, yeah. Quite vague, isn't it? Like what we, well, it feels quite vague anyway. Star-Rail doesn't have an ultimate goal, but every new planet we go to is an ultimate goal, like a seasonal thing. I suppose then you could say that Star-Rail's kind of close to something like that, yeah? Contains Stelerons from different planets to prevent them from dying. Seems like the main goal in HSI is to kill a god. Star-Rail's overarching premise is about following the path of Ekavili and recharting the Star-Rail. Yeah, I remember that bit actually. Basically, the travelers. Because like, where we are in Star-Rail now, if I remember right, in it that we needed fuel for the Star-Rail, so we decided to go somewhere we've never been before. Like, oh, they might have fuel there. So in Star-Rail is kind of, that's what I'm thinking, right? Like, I know there is sort of a central premise of Star-Rail, but it's a lot more vague, isn't it? You know? And then say, Genshin, where it's like, right, we've got to get our sibling. I kind of forgot, I kind of forgot what the deal is with Star-Rail. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. But yeah, okay. Should we watch this, guys? Should we check this out? Are you interested in checking this out? Because I'm kind of interested to check this out. I want to look into it, but let me just grab a drink, and I'll be back in a second. Each planet is his own story, but you're forgetting the Star-Rail has an actually consistent history and plotline and carries over. See, like, yeah, we'll look at, like, Star-Rail is, like, I think we've got a bit more of a vague focus, but it's not quite what we're talking about here because, as you say, we're journeying on and each episode arc is kind of self-contained, but I think as we go, we'll learn more and the premise will take focus, I feel, I know, I'm just thinking of something like a Stargate kind of vibe, where at first it's just like, whoa, we got this cool thing, let's travel to planets. And then the plot becomes more apparent as you encounter foes and such. And I know we kind of do have a central premise in Star Rail. It just feels very vague, doesn't it? I think that's what it is more than anything. I don't really care about Star. Yeah, same. Chat stream. Star Rail doesn't emphasize on wanting to restore your memory, finding out what happened. It's more like finding your own path, aka self-insert. Dunno. Yeah. I don't know, man, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I think sometimes when I start games on stream as well, I don't pay too much attention, if I'm honest. Don't read, you know what I mean? I think sometimes, you know what as well? Do you have these problems with gacha games? I think some of the jargon sometimes catches me off. You know? They throw so much jargon in there and double speak that it's just like... So basically, you told me that there's a bad guy over there and I need to go kick his ass, but you said all this shit in between that it made it sound really smart. You know? Made it sound really smart and complex. Well, really, all I need to do is go and beat the shit out of this guy. Yeah. Okay, cool. You know, that's how it feels anyway. All right, let's have a little scan through these and see what it's about, because I'm kind of curious. Chat. I just want to see what's going on. This is a dev talk for ZZZ. I'm a fan. I like the game. I know, it's Hoyo, but the game is good. It is good. So, people have been saying that, like, there was really open and transparent, so I'm kind of curious. I don't know if we'll watch the entire thing. Let's have a little look, see what they're talking about. If they start waffling, I'm going to check out, because Hoyo like to waffle, right?
Hello, everyone. I'm Wai.
Are we doing this in English?
Welcome to today's Dev Talk. It's been nearly a year since the official release of Zenless.
Jargon put me off. Yeah, Wiwa does it as well, man. They all fucking do it, don't they, really? You know what I mean? Actually saying that, Arknights hasn't been too bad at it. Zenless isn't too bad at it either, actually. Wiwa's terrible for it, though. Wiwa is really bad for the jargon. When it comes to the kits as well. Oh my god, just make the kits sound more simple. They're simple, but you make them sound like I've got to get a PhD to fucking do the rotation. And then you really figure it out and you're like, oh, okay, that's not so hard now.
And we like to thank all proxies for their support. Our team will also like to use this opportunity to share with you some of the development progress for version 2.0 and our plans for the future of Zenless Zero.
Okay.
In Season 2's story, we will follow the protagonist to a unique area within New Eritol, Wi-Fi Peninsula, which will be the main stage for the story of version 2.0. Wi-Fi
I don't mind yap, it's just when you know it's like...
of the Throne Quarter, near the Lemnian Hollow.
A lot of bullshit
the
words.
Settlers of this region were tasked to monitoring the highly volatile Lemnian Hollow, and the name Wi-Fi is derived from the Cantonese characters for protect and anomaly, from the phrase protection from the anomaly called the Hollows. Later, an outpost was established here, which then became the city area Phalion Heights. Phalion Heights was built at the top of a cliff, overlooking the bay.
Oh, cool, new location. Awesome.
This is also an area rich in porcelain, a precious material that's highly resistant to ether corruption. Mining and processing porcelain has thus become the core industry of Wi-Fi Peninsula. Behind this massive industry and its profits, however, lies a tangled mess of factions. Here, we'll gradually unravel the clues we planted throughout the story this fall. For example, Sarah's true plans behind the sacrifice and the bringer incidents, the conspiracy behind the mysterious exorcist, and the truth behind the fall of the old capital, as well as the secrets of the Faison siblings. Meanwhile, our protagonists will encounter agents from various factions and embark on brand new adventures. For example, that way seeker with yellow cape we saw earlier is none other than Yi Xuan, the current leader of Yunhui Song. She will make her debut as a key character in Season 2.
Okay.
As the story unfolds, the protagonists will gradually uncover her mysterious past and become a new disciple of Yunhui Summit. Yixuan will become our steadfast.
That's the thing
support.
with Zenless. It's actually, I'm actually intrigued to learn more about Weizenbell's past as well.
And guide us in her craft as our mentor, helping us explore the hollows directly. Beside Yixuan, who oversees Yunhui Summit,
Always
the
has.
defense forces Obo Squad that we all familiar with, as well as the previously revealed idol faction Angels of Delusion, will all be making their appearance in
I remember when these images was first leaked for these characters.
Season 2. We've prepared a Season 2 teaser trailer to be released on April 13th.
Okay.
More information about the various factions will also be revealed then. For the content direction of Season 2, we will not just be simply adding more characters and areas. We've been taking feedback from our practice very seriously and incorporated this feedback into our design philosophy, making an adjustment from the ground up.
Feedback? Taken into account? This can't be Hoyo.
I'll be sharing some of the results with you all during the program. The most noticeable change is in the map design. We've completely revamped the entire map experience and integrate the residential areas with compact zones at the system level, providing a more fluid and engaging gameplay experience.
Yeah, too easy, yeah, true. That's a good point, actually.
First, let's talk about the design of the main city area, Beilong Heights. We made the area much larger to ensure comprehensive city functionality while
I've seen people complaining about another Chinese mapping gacha game, but why wouldn't they? It's a setting the devs are most familiar with. It's like complaining about mangas being set in Japan. Exactly. I think the problem is sometimes in Western audiences, and I get it, don't get me wrong, it is nice to see different stuff. Because we're so used to in the West of everything's got to be diverse, everything's got to be like, you know, we've got to do everything for everybody, which is fine to do that, and I've got no problems with that. But as you say, a lot of the Chinese devs are more comfortable with doing stuff that's based in China, set within that sort of feel. Yeah, man, I ain't got an issue with it, you know what I mean? And they don't necessarily follow the same rule set that we do a lot of the time in the West, where it's like, oh man, we've got to do this, we need a token this, we need a token that. At the end of the day as well, we've kind of already, when in Zenless, you know, when you go out to the Outer Rim, that's kind of like, feels a lot like America there, doesn't it really, if I'm honest?
Now, allowing for potential expansion in future versions, while also reducing loading times caused by scene transitions. The new daily system will also be designed to match the local culture.
I respect them for doing any
the Wi-Fi Peninsula area.
Show though.
As a business-savvy video store owner, helping Yunhui Summit manage various aspects of Suibian Temple will also be a part of our new life. This new gameplay features management simulation elements.
It's a bit more rural.
And the new features such as Bamboo Dispatch, integrating residential areas with exploration areas, and creating a smoother experience. As for the visuals, with the help and the careful maintenance of the properties, Suibian Temple will gradually be restored to its former glory.
What's his base building then?
Various elements such as halls, scratch cards will take on new forms that match the vibes of Suibian Temple. The frequently mentioned loading issues has also been resolved in Beilong Heights. Previously, due to a limitation in the underlying design, the video store that proxies see from outside along the street does not match the actual size of the video store from within. So, we need a loading screen to bridge the interior and the exterior of the store. In Beilong Heights, however, returning home is no longer a process that requires waiting. Additionally,
I always thought it was just because the game works on mobile as well. I didn't realise it was because the interior is bigger than the exterior, so they couldn't have you naturally just walk in, because obviously the video store would be quite small. I never even thought it was that. I thought, oh, they just needed to load the instance because mobile devices required that. So we're gonna have more instance interior parts in this area then, where we can just literally walk through the door because it's all scaled to size. That's cool. That is cool.
We've optimized the pathway in
It's a small thing, but that I actually like that.
The function area will be more concentrated, and the path to access each area will become more efficient and streamlined, ensuring that overall experience will become smoother and more fluid.
Can you do
Next,
that for the
let's
UI
take a
as
look
well?
at the ancient rooms
Please.
of the aerospace city.
Because the UI is a
located
pain
within
to
the
navigate.
Hollow. Although the aerospace city has long been devoured by the Hollow, the ether stable area at its edge is still being used to mine and produce porcelain. In version 2.0, we will begin our exploration of the Lemnian
The UI is
Hollow
fine.
on
Do
the
you really think the UI is fine? Nah, man. It's a good looking UI, right? It's just overly convoluted, I think, personally. You know, I just think that it could be a lot more streamlined. It looks really good, but it's kind of style over substance. Now, I don't have the issue with it now because I play the game sort of semi-regularly, but I feel like when new players get into Zenless, or even when you've just had a bit of a break, like when I had a break from Zenless and came back to it, I forgot how to navigate throughout the game. I felt like a 60-year-old trying to use a PC. Do you know what I mean? Like, it made me feel like a boomer.
Edge of the aerospace city, with the past few versions as precious learning experience, its overall design will be more refined, with larger explorable areas, more robust systems, and more streamlined guidance. One distinct improvement is that after completing their training at Suibian Temple, the proxy siblings no longer needed to return to the video store to access the hollows through the HDD system.
Okay.
Instead, they can now travel more conveniently between Helium Heights and the aerospace city. The craft they will learn will also be of great help in their future hollow explorations.
They was just do it like from a mobile phone, man. What got me on that? Should we just do it from wherever?
We added new areas, the travel system wasn't just simply expanded upon. In Season 2, we've redesigned the travel system, changing from the original sliding area selection system to a larger map format. We're also improving the UI.
That's a W. That's a W. That's right there. That is an improvement on the UI right there. To going from traveling to different places, having to scroll past a bunch of signs to be able to get into a map. That there, W. Massive W. Shout out to the devs. Devs listened.
We also added a mini-map to the interface, along with the navigation features. Proxies can now select their destination more quickly and gain a clear understanding of new Eridu's geographical layout. Regarding plot structure, we've also noticed that since special episodes and basin stories are relatively independent story units, the current narrative structure results in weaker connections between plot points, resulting in a disjointed viewing experience. In future versions, we will merge special episodes and basin stories together, putting more focus on developing the connection between the various agents and the main storyline. We're also deepening the proxies environment. We will also steadily update the main storyline with each version, while ensuring that we do not compromise on its narrative quality. In addition to ongoing gameplay improvement, our team has also been constantly exploring the idea of bringing Zenless Non-Zero to users on more platforms. What I can reveal right now is that Zenless Non-Zero is being prepared for launch on the Xbox platform. We'll share more info with everyone.
Man, bro, Xbox gets shit on, doesn't it, by a lot of Eastern games? Like, JP and CN just don't really fuck with Xbox like that, do they? Like, I know that they brought, was it Genshin that came to it, and now this. But it's like, it's such an afterthought for a lot of developers now, because it's such a small market now for a lot of games, isn't it, the Xbox? It's just like, you know, people are either on PlayStation Mobile or they're on PC, aren't they? And especially in Japan and CN. Ain't nobody buying Xbox, you know? Console market is a lot smaller in general, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But like, it's not even just Eastern devs, oh man. There's a lot of Western devs that skip the Xbox. It's like nobody gives a fuck, right? I think it's because the Xbox One flopped so hard, it kind of destroyed the Xbox brand. You know, really now, especially when you've got Xbox Game Pass on PC, you do not need an Xbox in the West either. You know, because like the Xbox Game Pass is awesome. And the fact that you get it all on PC as well, it's fucking top tier, man.
Upcoming Xbox live stream.
Yeah, true. That's a good point as well. BS commissions. I see that all the time, actually, from people on Xbox. They talk about, it'd be great if this game comes to the console. But then a game comes to the console and sells like shit. because people are so used to the Xbox Game Pass that if I can get games, all of these games for free, well, for 10 quid, whatever it is a month, why do I want to then go back to spending $50, $60 for a game? So it's a good point, that is, actually.
The current combat design significantly diminishes the presence of the characters other than the main DPS. What should be a 3-person tactical squad feels more like a solo operation. So for the character combat design in Season 2, we will enhance the functionality.
Especially if you're using Miyabi, you literally don't need anybody else.
And performance of non-DPS characters.
Interesting.
For example, when agents are switched out, they can still remain on field and contribute to combat. Thus, there's a
we've already saw this a little bit, haven't we, with Pulcra and Trigger.
Visual indication of their combat performance, while not affecting the player's control of the on-field agent. Another possibility is adding new attack and defense mechanics for enemies. Specific moves might require specific counter strategies that require teamwork from different characters in your squad. Or in certain special combat areas, enemies can gain certain advantages through specific conditions. Of course, some of these are just preliminary ideas. Others might...
I like this. See, this is what I really like about it. It's so weird that how open Hoyo and the developers of Zenless are compared to how they are with Star Rail and Genshin. Now, of course, this game is not making anywhere near the money, but it's insane, like how forthcoming they are, talking about, well, this is the ideas we've got. These are just preliminary ideas at the moment, but they're putting them out there to kind of get a feeler from the community, doing this in English as well. So it's not just for CN, and then, you know, it's got captions for Western audiences. That actually seems like they're like, look, we're listening to Western audiences as well, or we're at least making it look like we are. Evolving the combat. This is great to see. This is, again, there's still that worry that Hoyo will do what Hoyo do, but I really like Zenless, man. I do. Well, Zenless ZZZ team is a W still in Hoyo. Higher ups can do anything. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I've always got that like thing there, and I'm like, I know what can potentially happen, and if it happens, it happens. I move on. But I know there's a lot of people out there like, I ain't touching it because of Genshin and Star Rail. Now, you might just not like this game. That's fair. Well, I say to people, if the only reason that's stopping you try Zenless is because of the other games, I'd say just try it, man, because it's a great game. I think it's a really great little game. And I think the best thing that happened for Zenless was it not being the Genshin, the next Genshin in terms of money. Do you know what I mean? I think it's benefited the game wildly. Like, if you'd have just been making hundreds of million every single month, I don't think we'd be getting all of this personally. I think it's a great thing. Miyabi's really comfy as a quick swap. If you have Yanagi, yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I just mean, like, she's insane, and she could just, like, you could just, do you know what I like using at the minute? It's not the best setup. I love running Miyabi and Evelyn and Yao, and just popping the buff out and just quick swapping between Miyabi and Evelyn. It's so much fun. So much fun.
Make an appearance in the version 2.0 special program. However, the ultimate goal of these optimizations is to enhance overall synergy between characters, elevating both combat and visual experience to the next level.
Okay. I feel like as well, I wonder if this is their game that they really want to compete with Wuthering Waves on certain things as well, so they're a bit more open.
To optimize events in 3 aspects. First, we'll continue improving on...
You know, where like a lot of people in the Wooer space see Wooer as being the Genshin killer and the Star Rail killer, even though they're different games, like, especially Star Rail. But, you know, that's how people always poise as Wooer versus Genshin and Star Rail. I think maybe Hoyo look at it as, like, Genshin and Star Rail are so big they're their own things. Zenless is, in terms of being an action combat game, probably a little bit more directly competing with Wooer. Plus, it came out at a similar sort of time. So maybe that's another reason why they're being a little bit more proactive, because they see how proactive Kuro can be. So they're trying to, you know, that's the race, that's the challenger they see in the arena, I guess, and maybe that's a reason why as well. Obviously, as well, the monetary thing's a big thing as well.
Existing game modes, such as Grand Muscle Adventure.
This was fun. This was, man. I love the Fall Guys mode.
To make them
this was great as well.
Players.
Basically, Arknights
At
on
the
it.
same time, we'll be rolling out more exciting new gameplay. In future versions, we might see casual duels between bamboos, or even get to control a giant bamboo in combat.
Okay.
Besides events featuring
Zenly
our
smashes it on
adorable
events.
We will also introduce some slow-paced, relaxing events.
That's true, T. No, the only thing that kills Genshin is Genshin.
Story, such as spending joyful moments with agents at hot pot restaurants, movie theaters, and more. We also hope that beyond the intense and thrilling combat events, players can also take a breather to enjoy the lighter story events.
Okay.
Every character is the result of our team's blood, sweat, and dedication. Our team has put in quite a bit of effort to ensure characters are relatively future-proof and have long-term value. Showcasing a character's charm isn't just about mindlessly beefing up their stats, while maintaining each character's unique traits.
This is something I hope they stick to. You know, a lot of those people that argue against this because of Miyabi, but I know we've actually factually seen a HP increase on stuff in Zenless. I still think we're in a position where most can clear. It's just the worry is that, you know, this is one you've definitely got to sell us on over a period of time here, really, if I'm honest.
Will strategically enhance their unique traits, rather than just simply boosting their damage output. For example, we'll supplement or even rework certain skills and their effects,
okay,
tailoring them to each character's experience. Besides that, we'll also consider each character's role very seriously, while strengthening...
So we could potentially see older character reworks then? So they're only going to get better then, yeah, because isn't it a law in China that they can't nerf characters post-banner? Is that right, or is it a regulation or something? They're just not allowed to do that, yeah, so they can only get better, right?
The characters, we will also take into consideration their compatibility with other characters in future versions. In terms of storytelling, we hope that our characters, even those have already been released, can showcase their own unique charm. In version 1.7, for example, we'll get to see quite a few scenes between Lycan and Hugo. These interactions are crucial for the characters'
Wooa, take notes. Characters are coming back. Characters are coming back. Reoccurring roles. Please do this, Wooa. Please do this.
Emotional investment in the long run. We hope that every character can find a purpose that belongs solely to them in different corners of New Everton. Although it might be challenging to do this well, we'll continue to work hard to create more meaningful relationships between characters and players.
Yes, okay. I'm happy about that. I really like that with Zenless at the minute anyway.
As a new team, we've admittedly fell short in the earlier stage in terms of both narrative and the gameplay elements.
Hey, yo, this video has been I can see what people are saying now. I saw posts on Twitter saying, man, GG to the devs for being so transparent. Yeah. Nice to see devs actually come out and say, look, man, we didn't really hit the ground running and we've made some mistakes. It's nice to see that like reflection and responsibility taken from developers.
We've been working hard to make improvements, continuously incorporating feedback from proxies and optimizing our content. Thank you, proxies, for your continued patience, feedback, and support. In future content updates, we will prioritize ensuring content quality and humbly continue to welcome feedback and guidance from our proxies with the utmost respect. We hope Season 2 will bring proxies a more complete and smoother experience. If you encounter any issues with gameplay experience, we hope you will share more feedback through the official community channels. Your feedback and suggestions are crucial for our future content development. See you next time.
You know what? I'm really happy about this video. You call me naive, right? Of course, I understand. I get it. Hoyo, right? We all know. We can only look at the precedents that have been set, right? I think that's totally fair to say that. We've seen what's happened with games. We've seen what's happened with the lack of feedback and until it comes to a head, you know? Even when it comes to listening to CN, Hoyo will ignore it sometimes until CN acts, like, you know? This is really refreshing to see from Hoyo, actually. Again, we'll have to wait and see. But I like these, nice and transparent, talking about things that even that are just ideas at the moment. You know, they're not even implemented or even getting implemented. It's like, we want to do this. What do you think? I like that. Quality of life changes, things just like, you know, the scaling. Again, I really didn't know that's the reason why we had the loading screen for the store, for the video store, was because the scaling was off. I just thought, again, it was a system requirement because of mobile. So seeing that we're going to be able to, in real time, walk in and out of buildings in that location, or specific buildings without loading screens, that's a massive W, that is. Yeah, I appreciated this video massively. I really appreciate this video. This is a massive W by the devs. And again, there's a lot of people out there who won't touch it because of previous Huyo games, because of where Genshin's at, because of where Star Rail's at. And let's not pretend, though, again, as Ignub just said, those games could, even though there's still people who absolutely love those games, I'm not one of them anymore, those games could really probably be something special if developers, or not so much the developers, the company as a whole, had been a lot more reactive to feedback and potentially wanting to improve the game for the sake of improving the game, rather than it just always being about revenue. Never get it, they're a business. I understand that. I'm not naive. But yeah, I really like this sort of rhetoric coming from the developers. Again, I will play Zenless Zone Zero until it's not fun anymore, right? And that doesn't mean a game's not fun. I've stopped playing Genshin. And I didn't stop playing Genshin because I stopped having fun, if I'm honest. I stopped playing Genshin because I just started playing, Star Rail. Star Rail made me stop playing Genshin. I kind of stopped playing Star Rail because I could kind of see where Star Rail was going kind of early on, if I'm honest. Even around Penacony, I saw what was happening. The writing was on the wall, and I was like, yeah, this ain't for me anymore. And Wuthering Waves just happened to come out at a perfect time where it was like I went into Wuthering Waves hard. So, like, I didn't stop Genshin because I didn't have fun anymore. More so maybe a little bit more with Star Rail. But that doesn't mean those games aren't fun. And I will just play this game until I don't have fun with it anymore. You won't find me being like a jilted lover with a game, like how some of the Wuthering Waves community are, where every day it's just, let's shit on Huyo, let's shit on Genshin because it annoyed me so bad. You know, it's just like that dude whose girlfriend left him and he just wants to say mean stuff on a Facebook all the time. You know, I will call games out for the BS plenty of times, but unless it's affecting the wider gacha space, if I stop playing a game, I really don't care what they're doing anymore. Yeah, I'm hopeful for the future, maybe naively, but I've been having a blast with Zenless Zone Zero, and I think if you haven't played it, and if the only reason you haven't played it is because it's Huyo, try it, man. Give it a go. It's a fun little game. It really is. It's got a great story. It's got engaging characters. In my opinion, one of the best MCs in the gacha space. The best cutscenes in the gacha space. Great music. Amazing events. They've been killing it with the events. And the game just seems to keep getting better and better at the moment. Now, obviously, there's a worry of power creep. Listening to this, it seems that they're listening to that. And maybe they're going to try and a rising tide lifts all boats. As I say, you've got direct power creep and you've got like ambient power creep, haven't you? Direct power creep really is, you know, endgames scaled to a point where you have to have the meta new units to clear, right? Ambient power creep really is when everything just gets more powerful, but old stuff's still valuable and it gets dragged up by newer units, potentially support units or just tweaks. And yeah, HP might have gone up in endgame, but everybody still clears it. That sort of power creep really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It don't matter if a new character comes out that's 3 times more powerful than an old character, if all the old characters still clear content. It's when that starts to happen and then the content scales to those individual characters and then you got a problem, ain't you? Which still could happen. I guess we'll see. Yeah, man, this was a great video. I'm glad I watched this. Yeah, really, really, really big W by the developers. Yeah, and I'm going to continue to play Zenless until I don't enjoy it anymore. We're going to stream some Zenless this week, actually. I've got stuff to catch up on. I'm a little bit behind. Got some of the events to do at the minute, and I need to get as many polychromes as I can, because I want to get Trigger. I missed out on Ambi. I lost my 50-50, finally. I've won all my 50-50s recently, but I want to get Trigger. I do want to get Trigger, and I'm looking forward to the anniversary as well, man. It should be good. Should be good. I'll try it at some point. Little game. Well, I suppose I see it as because, like, I say little game is because it's a bit more focused. Zenless is, you know what I mean? I suppose it's because it's a little bit more linear. It's a bit more of it feels smaller than something like Wuthering Waves and something like Genshin. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the wrong way to put it. I'm not insulting it. I'm not being like, that's just a nice little thing you got there, isn't it? And you want a bigger one, you know? I like it, man. I like it. Trust me, I like Zenley's. Do you play if you want? Nobody can force you to do what for me. I'm just done with who you're going. Yeah, that's fair. And don't get me wrong. You'll never get me going, that's a dumb thing, because I understand that they've set precedents, they've done certain things, and I can understand people being like, nah, fuck that, I'm out, I ain't touching your stuff anymore. You've done stuff that I think is bad enough for me to not want to play the game. Fairs, totally understand that, Dandy, and I wouldn't judge you at all for that. I understand you. I actually understand you. I just remembered you haven't checked the comparison between Belle and Wise cutscenes I sent before. Oh, we'll get round to watching that at some point, Leo. Yeah, definitely. No, I mean, it's funny because laughing storage. What is it? Is I don't know what it is on PC, actually. I haven't paid attention. It feels more compact even though the download size is so massive. I get what you mean. I've been done with it. Yeah, it's fair. I can understand that. I totally respect it. I do. You know, I'm one of those people that's just, life's too short, man, you know? And with work, school, whatever, we tend to have little time to do the things we enjoy. I'm a little bit luckier. I get a little bit more time with what I do, and, you know, it allows me to play video games and talk to you guys. But, you know, you got to do what you enjoy, man. There ain't enough time in the world to be wasting time doing something you don't want to do or something that other people think you should be doing. Always play the games you want to play. Don't let anybody tell you any different, ever, you know? Too many people like to do that in the gacha space. They like to try and shame people into not playing certain games, and I think that's so trashy. Honestly, I do. Or even try and push people into playing certain things as well. Just let people do what they want to do, man. Oh my god, the login system in Arknights is much better now, but I still can't log in server maintenance. I'm hoping that, like I say, I did buy my account. I'm hoping everything went good and I'm good to go. I'm good to go. It's fine, just tired. Yeah, I feel ya. I'm not gonna lie, man. I've seen some people step out the gacha community in terms of making content because of the communities. I get it if people are coming after you, but like I've seen people step out just because they're sick of the PvP. I'll never let a community stop me enjoying a game, but I will admit, like, sometimes, as you know, I play Wuthering Waves, and I've made a lot of content to Wuthering Waves recently, so I've obviously ingested a lot of content. The Wuthering Waves place sometimes can be a tiresome place. It really can, you know? It really can. And I'm more talking from the CC side of things, really. It's just, it can be really frustrating and just boring. The pathetic arguments as well sometimes, and a lot of the time this is coming from people in the 30s or late 20s, and it's like, man, what the fuck is this? I get it, I understand clicks and that, but like some of it's just like, oh, it's so boring, man. Like, I can understand sometimes when people talk about how you know, there's a difference between drama and there's a difference between critiques and stuff, but like sometimes the pettiness, shall we say, of EN, it's insane, man. It's really insane. It's boring, tiresome. My game, your game. Yeah. Just play all of them, right? That's why I just do this. Whatever I see, I'm like, that looks good. I'm installing it. I don't know if Ni no Kuni Cross Worlds is any good. I played Ni no Kuni. I like Ni no Kuni. I think this is probably shit. I'm going to give it a go at some point. I don't care what anybody says. Hey, I don't play it, but I've played Cat Fantasy, okay? I've got no qualms with playing wherever the fuck I want to play, man. I'm telling you now. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, it's 4 hours left. You know what? I've only watched the first episode, Leo. I'm telling you, I was annoyed at Rosie, right? Because Rosie doesn't like watching subbed anime, okay? She will from time to time, but I watched the first episode of Arknights, right? And I messaged Rosie and I was like, oh, this is the game I'm playing. I was like, and you know, the concert we watched the other day, this is that game. And she was like, oh, I want to watch that. I was like, sound then, I'll watch this. I'll finish watching this episode and we'll watch the first episode again tomorrow and we'll carry on watching it together. She's like, yeah. She gets back. We're sitting down. To be fair, we got a couple of beers and we got some food and snacks, and she had just been away for the night, so we was kind of chatting and just having a laugh and that. And I was like, oh, stick Arknights on. And she's like, yeah, sound. And I think because she wanted to chat with me, she didn't want to bother reading the subtitles. So I put it on, and she was like, oh, it's subtitled. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, I was like, do you not want to watch it? And she was like, not really. And I was like, fuck, I could have watched this yesterday, man. So yeah. So I've still only watched the first episode. Half the time, drama just feels like watching soaps, and soaps are boring as shit, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm human, right? I don't mind a bit of drama, and if it's entertaining and interesting, I'll get my popcorn out and I'll watch a car crash. Hey, we're all human, right? We all rubberneck when we see stuff like that happen. Sometimes it's just boring, man. It's just like, bro, we're really arguing over this. This ain't even interesting, man. This is just stupid. And like most of the time, it's that. So like that's why I get bored of it. I do prefer dubbed instead. It depends. It depends. I think a lot of the time the JP VAs are better, but if it's like if I'm watching something in the afternoon, it just depends on how I'm feeling, you know. If it's evening time and I'm jumping into bed and I'm actually sitting in bed and I'm watching something, I'll always put it on English because, you know. And if I'm doing something while I'm slightly distracted, I'll always put it in English because at least I can look away from the screen and, you know what I mean? But if I start to be like, I'm drifting off to sleep, I'm still hearing stuff. But yeah. I think it depends. It depends. Even so, JPVA is better. I started appreciating dub more since it's just a lot more simple to follow. Yeah. There's no denying. Sometimes it's even just it's simple. You can immerse yourself a little bit more, can't you? You know, especially when there's some action going on and the conversation's going on in the action. And you find yourself like flitting a little bit. Drama is fun as long as you aren't investing. You can just laugh at it from the outside, but it sucks when you involve something like, yeah, I can see what you're saying, yeah. You know, I just don't ever get too stressed about it personally for me. Like I says, I had Tecton calling me out, fucking chatting shit in my comment section and stuff. I just didn't get stressed about it, man. I just made a follow-up video, kind of roasting him a little bit, poking fun at the whole situation. And even his own viewers were like, you know, I saw it when he was reacting to it on his streaming. His own viewers were like, oh, this dude's actually kind of chill, you know. And people even from his own community commenting in the video saying, I don't know what he was even on about here because, you know, the points he made didn't relate to what you said at all. I see we could do a watch party instead. Somebody was saying to do, like, if I wanted to do some stuff for Patreon, maybe, you could set it like it's just a free Patreon or something, man. Subtitles or not, I grew up with subs, so chatting with someone else, which I usually do whilst watching, isn't a problem for me. It's not so much for me, usually, if I'm chatting with somebody. But if I'm like, you know, like sometimes I'll put an anime on while I'm doing chores, or like I'm editing or something like that, then I'll definitely want dubbed. If I'm in bed, because like, you know, sometimes we've all done it, you know, I'll think, oh, I'm starting to fall asleep, and then I'll be like, well, I wake up, and it's just, you know, when you're tired, I don't want to be reading all that. Yeah, JP's definitely better, for the most part, anyway. Unless it's Dragon Ball Z, you know? Can we agree on that? EN Dragon Ball Z is better, right? Or not? I think it is, anyway. You know, I think 99% of the time, JP's better, but I think when it comes to Dragon Ball Z, for me, English better. I think it clears, actually. If you want to, you can stream it, just throw up a time span. Yeah, we could try something like that. We could try something like that. Could test it one of the days, see if people was interested in it. I like the original language better, really. For dub, first thing that comes to mind is Pokemon on the movies. Actually, no, Pokemon actually dub's decent as well, actually. Like, Pokemon's so ingrained in my head as a kid that I can just hear Ash's voice now, you know? I like both sub and dub for Dragon Ball, so I can't say, really. I think the English Goku's just iconic, I think. And Piccolo as well. and Vegeta as well, actually. But yeah, see, I was gonna stream till 3:30 today, guys, but I think we could maybe call it there. We've kind of got through everything that I wanted to get through, if I'm honest. I was planning to do all of this and play the game, but obviously I didn't plan for that, did I? Because I'm stupid. But yeah, we'll be back on Arknights tomorrow. I guess we can try out the new event, I suppose. Continue on with the story. And I'm happy that we cleared that stage as well. That was really good. I've noticed some EN dubs have such a different performance that the show ends up having a completely different atmosphere. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's where the problem comes in sometimes, doesn't he? I think as well, sometimes just the translation stuff misses, doesn't he? You know, literally like certain sentences just can't be structured the same. So it well, that's a perfect word, isn't it? Lost in translation. I think that literally just, you know. I'll tell you one thing, nobody can argue this. I cannot stand watching dubbed TV shows, though. You know? Oh my God. You know, like watching Korean or Japanese shows or films, and it's dubbed. Oh my God, it's AIDS. Because they always, one, the ADR is really bad, and the audio levels are always fucked. The tone and the cadence that they get with the voice actors, the directions, always terrible. Never reflects the face and what's going on in the scene. And I swear they use like 5 to 12 VAs for live action stuff. And the voices that they choose, you've got like some dude who's on screen and he's like 58 and he's talking, and the voice actor sounds like he's like 23. He's like, bro, come on, man. What are you doing, man? Yeah? Fucking ass, bro. If it comes to actual like live action stuff, if I can, sometimes some stuff will literally only be dubbed. If I can't, I ain't watching that shit dubbed. No way. It's fucking terrible. Yeah, what's going on, Robin Loot? As Lithuanian, I'm used to dub TV. I swear one guy dubs in time movies here. Dude, it kind of feels like that over here, man. It's like, there's like 3 dudes and 2 women to voice the whole film. It's like, wait a minute. That sounds like that same guy just trying to put on a voice right there. I'm a sub-only guy other than Black Lagoon, but Arknights kind of makes me want to try dub on some anime. Yeah, I kind of was hoping just to, I suppose, like, I was hoping to hear the Arknights dub, to be fair, if I'm honest, just because I wanted to hear, I just wanted to hear some of the lines from some of the characters. Yeah, but JP kill it, don't they? With VA, they kill it. Nah, we're just kind of yapping. Game's down for maintenance, isn't it? So, we just yapping. Reacted to a bunch of stuff, looked at some stuff on Reddit, and we're just kind of waffling now, if I'm honest. Sometimes the voice is AI too. And dude, the thing is, some of the voice acting's that bad, bro, that it sounds like AI as well. That's the worst. I'm telling you. I'm probably just going to end in a bit because it's 10 to 3 anyway, and I was only going to go to 3 anyway. I've got the hairdressers at 4. Yeah, the lip sync. It's almost like watching bad kung fu movies from like the 70s or 80s. If you guys have ever watched them and the dubbing in them, like, and it's so off, you know, and it's like the stop speaking, you know, and the mouth would still be going. Thing that leaves with anime, you can get that synced up a lot better, can't you? Like the voice lines to the mouth movement, but when it's like live action, it's a bit more difficult to do. Hey, since we're yapping so much, have we all hydrated our throats? Important. Hey, I'm trying to drink a cup of tea. That's one thing I've been struggling with. I know a cup of tea is not great. I've been struggling with recently, actually, because of all the yapping. I've been having a sore throat, man. I'm not used to it. I don't need to do it more, especially when we're doing Arknights, because there's a lot of reading, isn't there? I watch animation, they use their own dub based on which country it's made in America, Asia, and Japan. What did you guys think of the new Solo Leveling as well? The anime, I mean. Not the manhwas. I know, Purple. I honestly got to get round to watching it. Like, we could have done it today, really, I guess. We're going to play the game tomorrow. It's Wednesday, so I can't double dip tomorrow because I've got the gym again in the evening. Thursday, I want to play Arknights, and I want to do Black Beacon. What if you do it Saturday or Sunday? What if you do it Saturday or Sunday? Maybe Sunday. The anime. You found it boring, did you? It was good. I enjoyed it. I had some issues with it, but I enjoyed it. I think with Solo Leveling right, you're just going for the ride because it literally is just a pair of fantasy, isn't it? It's good, but they skip things. Already read memoir, so I'm not really interested. Yeah, fairs. I've still got to get a couple of the memoir. I've only got. I think I'm only up to. Is it number 4? I think. Isn't Sunday Woo at? I don't know, man. Like, I'm gonna probably try and double stream Friday. So I'll probably do some Zenless Friday though. I tell you what then, should we just do it Monday? Let's just do it Monday. We'll throw it in Monday. We'll try and get it in. We'll sort something out. We'll sort something out. I don't want to commit and then not do it because yeah, because I think even Plus came into the chat on the day thinking I was going to do it and then I didn't do it and I felt bad because I was like, oh, bro probably turned up to see what I was thinking of his video. I didn't do it. I felt bad about that. Nah, that's fair. That's fair. I can understand that. It's sometimes like people are like that with books anyway, aren't they? When they've read a book, they're like, I don't want to watch a TV show because I know it's not going to live up to it. And most things don't really, if I'm honest, you know? For me, you know what? Some movies that did. I think the Harry Potter movies, although obviously you lose a lot from a book because you have to condense it down into a set of movies. The Harry Potter movies were really, really good. Translation from the books. The original trilogy of the Lord of the Rings films as well did an amazing job. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, stuff was missing, certain stuff was tweaked and stuff, but Peter Jackson respected the original work so well. Man, fucking season 2 to season 5 of Game of Thrones is amazing, even though a lot of stuff changed. It's still amazing. We ain't going to talk about the rest of it though, because fuck that shit. For me, I think the anime was better. I like Solo Leveling, I do, but yeah, he's just a power fantasy character, and he's like, he's not really, yeah, he's not an interesting protagonist. That's fair. That's fair. I think if you're after an interesting protagonist, Solo Leveling is not for you. It's only just carried by the art and the spectacle. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think, like, if you look at, like, classic anime, manga, manhwa, it's not up there, right? It kind of is, like you say, it's a lot of style over substance, isn't it? But for me, like, the style's so good that it's an enjoyable watch, you know what I mean? For me, it's like a kind of like, it's a switch off and just watch some cool fight scenes, really. I read the whole memoir, but Solo Leveling is really just another series I've got to turn. Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it, really? It's like it's like the anime version of a popcorn flick, isn't it? You know, you get to the movies, you know the movie's probably going to be kind of mid if you try and think about it too much. But if you're there with somebody you enjoy spending company with, you get some popcorn, you maybe have a couple of beers beforehand, it becomes a really enjoyable watch then. You know what I mean? Because it's just fun, you know? Like, certain movies are like that, aren't they? If you really start breaking it down, you're like, actually, this is kind of shit. But if you switch yourself off, like you say, it's like, hey, yo, I enjoyed that. It was fun. So the only good thing it has is the animation. Solo Leveling is fun, popcorn's in it. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Agree, yeah. Bang on. I think that's a perfect analogy, isn't it, really? And I think there's a place for that sort of media, you know. I think there's a place for those sort of films and those sort of anime stuff where it's just like, I put this on and it's just like, I can just ingest it. I ain't got to think hard. I can kind of be doing something else, or I could just switch myself off and enjoy the ride. Sometimes it's nice to have those films, you know? And then sometimes you want a really, really well-made, interesting, well-written story with amazing twists and complex characters and, you know, that makes you, after you fit the credits roll, you're like, holy shit, I got to think for a moment. Sometimes it's just nice to just be like, yeah, that was all right, man. I enjoyed that. Like fast food, yeah, pretty much, yeah. Definitely a place for it, isn't there? Shut up, I love actually analysing what happens in series on the go, so when I want to enjoy one of these, I have not... exactly, yeah. Yeah, it's nice to have those stuff sometimes. It makes you actually be like, wait a minute, you know, get you thinking a little bit as well, doesn't it? I've heard from the light novel readers that they just dropped it because of how dry it was, but the artist in the manhwa carries the series. Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I think that's a fair point, really. I don't think most people would argue with that. Even though I haven't finished the manhwa, and I'm still going to finish it because, you know, I've started buying it, so I'll finish it. I think that's fair. You know, I think that's fair. But anyway, all right, guys, I'm going to call it there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm surprised that we've kept like 60 to 80 people watching me just talk shit. We really haven't done anything today. But hey, we're cleared. What was it? 4-9. I'm really happy about that. And I did it without any tutorials, without over leveling. And yeah, a little bit of practice. And we got there in the end. So I'm really happy about that. I might even upload that as well. That's how chuffed I am about it, guys. But yeah, we just hung out. It's been nice. I've enjoyed this. It's been nice sometimes just hang out with you guys and chat. But yeah, guys, I do appreciate ya. I won't be live again tonight. I'm going to the gym with Rosie later on. So I'm going to go get my hair cut in a minute. I will be back tomorrow. We're going to continue playing some of the game. We'll probably check out this event as well, see what it's all about. And yeah, just try and keep stacking some currency as well for Lappy, because the Lappy Ultra looks fucking sick. And there'll be no evening stream as well tomorrow. Thursday, though, guys, we're going to stream some Arknights, and I'm going to stream some Black Beacon. It might be too late for a lot of you guys when I stream Black Beacon, but if you want to check it out, it'll be on the channel. And if it's something you like, let me know, and we'll do more of it, because I think that's made by ex-Kuro dev, so I'm interested for Black Beacon, actually. But guys, thank you very much for hanging out. Catch you later. If you haven't already, drop a like on the stream, all that good stuff. Check out my video uploaded yesterday, because that video flopped, or whatever, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. I'll see you all later, guys. Love your faces. Get off.